Hello, Daniel.
What's happening?
You kind of made me nervous when you confirmed the road thing. I was like, it's creepy people out here.
All straight, man. A little aggravated, but at least
the cars. Trust me.
At least the car is not like stranded. So okay. I got the car. Do what I needed to do.
All right. Well, let's get started, and we can talk about that after, if you choose to. All right, my cousin, stop messaging me. All right. So, hi everyone. I'm Monique. This is the I've Noticed podcast, episode 16. Made it to 16. You can follow the Facebook page I've Noticed podcast on Facebook. You can watch previous episodes on the AshleysYummyTummy YouTube page. And you can also follow my business catering page, mobile food vending. I'll be on tour starting June of this year. I'm excited about it. But
and I'm coming with you.
Listen, you know how you're stressed out right now about this translation situation? Like, I've been like doing research and stuff, and I'm just like, I don't know if I'm ready. I don't even know if I'm ready for this. Like, because I already know it's about to be like a big deal, but it's just like the hiring thing. Because when I be looking at news articles and stuff, like, there's like, oh, the jobs are out here, but we just can't find qualified candidates. And I'm like, damn, should I dumb down my menu because I got to hire people? Then I got to travel. Then, because what I used to do was hire people in the city. Like, I had like my main crew, and then I would just post a Indeed ad in like whatever city I'm going to. And that's just like throwing shit in the air, because sometimes they'll show up and sometimes they won't, But yeah, I'm about to start hiring in next month, towards the end of next month. But I gotta narrow down my menu pretty much, because I want one person on each, but each person gotta kind of like rotate,
Yeah, I get that.
And then I want one cleanup person, because after these festivals and stuff are over with, everybody be tired except for the cleanup person, But anyway, you guys introduce yourselves where people can follow you who just being introduced to the show, and yeah, who you are and where they can follow you.
I'm Cortney. You can follow me on IG at Fullcourt, FULLCORT, or you could just, never mind, I ain't gonna say that. But yeah.
Please don't. I am Rhythm.
What's happening? What it is, what it ain't. My name is Daniel Knight. I go by Rhythm to some people and Pork Chop to others. You can follow me on IG and TikTok at the same name, I_am_rhythm. That's RHYTHYM. And I'm just Daniel Knight on Facebook because I'm just regular on Facebook. But yeah.
Aren't we all? All right, so I'm really excited about these topics tonight. The first two topics was given by Esther, and she was supposed to be here, but what is it? Unforeseen circumstances. Is that the professional way to say it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
I got a little list. I'm Southern. I can't pronounce.
Can we talk about your hair real quick? Both of y'all hair just look nice. Y'all better do it.
Oh, thank you.
Sorry, that's off topic. I just happened to look.
Cleo braids.
Those are not no Cleo braids no more.
You got the Cleo braids.
I did take out the Cleo braids. Under that wrap, Cleo braids.
Hard time. Did about like 10 years, 3 years. But thank you. All right, so let's jump into it so it won't have to be a long episode. Okay, so the first two questions come from her, Esther. Okay, so the first topic was, would you date a man or a woman who previously dated or slept with another of the opposite of the same sex? When she sent me that, I was like, oh my God. I was like, this was an episode. I'm not sure if people, you guys are familiar with the show Insecure, but I only watched like the first season, a couple, and then I fell off, kind of like Empire, you know.
Yeah.
But that was one of the topics. Like one of the girls up there, she liked the guy, and I think he was like damn near perfect or something like that. But she found out, like, you know, during the talking phase, that he slept with a guy. Like he had a situation with the guy. And I think it was only like a one night stand or something. It wasn't like a full-blown relationship or anything. It was just, I literally think it was a one night stand, like maybe in college, which is what, isn't that like your experimental time, you know?
Yeah, that's when like you're bi-curious or whatever.
Right. So I was like, oh my God, that's what happened in Insecure. So before I do my, you know, how do y'all, could you date or deal with, we're just gonna say date, a guy that previously has sexual relations with a guy, be it, well, Cortney, for you, we're gonna say guy, be it a one night stand or a whole relationship, but he's like, hey, I ain't with that no more. That was my college days. And Danielle, which I will say this, I told her, I said, I don't think it would be a big deal for guys, you know, because they welcome that.
It's not.
But then she reminded me that, well, hold up, Ashley, there's some conservative men out here that say, I don't want that. I don't enjoy that. I don't want you with another woman. You know, I was like,
they don't want their woman with another woman, but if that was in the past, they're gonna let that shit go. I don't see anyone
probably bring it up during their anniversary or birthdays. Like, hey, remember that time when you feeling like it again?
Are you still in the girl?
Yeah. Right. So what would you do? Like, are you like, I can't.
I think I could.
Oh my God, you're so free spirited. You're damn near a hippie, Cortney.
I'm not a hippie. I think I could. I just, granted, I've never done it. I don't think I don't have a specific type, but the guys that I'm attracted to, like none of them, you know, like I don't think the guys that I'm attracted to would do that. Does that make sense?
The guys that you are attracted to.
You'd be surprised. Just saying.
That's what I'm saying, that I know of, because I mean, you know. But
Daniel, you gotta shake it up, because Wendy said, "Is you sleep? Is he sleep?"
I'm sorry, y'all. My phone is right here.
But yeah, I think I could. I don't think, to me, it's not that big of a deal. But the guys that I guess I'm attracted to, I guess the vibe I'm attracted to, those vibes don't match up with guys who date other guys. Does that make sense?
Well, so you're saying the guys that you're attracted to, they give heterosexual energy, not homosexual or bisexual energy. Right. Because you do know that there's down low energy.
There is down low energy, but I mean, I don't know. The guy, even not even necessarily guys I'm attracted to, like just guys in passing that I've been around, none of them, at least vocally, because down low, but at least vocally, they're very vocal about not, you know, messing with men or whatever.
So. Okay, so that's your thought on the guys that you're attracted to. So now, removing that, if you knew, if a guy, you know, in the midst of the association, like trying to get to know each other to see if it can progress into something, and he said, yeah, you know, I had a little thing, you know, it ain't last too long, you know, but that wasn't for me. He admit that he'd had sexual relations with a guy or two. Is that gonna make you, now would that make you be like, are you gonna continue to pursue getting to know him, or relationship wise, or does that, because I know you're gonna be curious about it, so is it gonna automatically go from we're just gonna be associates, you're gonna friend zone him now because you know that he,
I wouldn't automatically, I don't see myself doing that. However, in the moment or I don't know, you know what I mean, like that's something I wouldn't know. Like in my mind, I would be like, I don't think I would just cut that person off. I don't think I would stop getting to know them in that way. But for all I know, you know, I might start thinking deeper into it or something like that. Or I don't know. I wouldn't really know that for sure unless I was in the situation. But my answer right now would be, I think that I would still try to get to know them.
Pursue a relationship.
Yeah, I would still, yeah.
You're so nice. All right, Daniel. So if you were conversing with a woman with the intentions of getting to know her, and she was like, yeah, I used to, you know, I haven't been with a man in a while, and you're not my first, but you're my first in a long time. Does that throw like some red flags for you, like some type of concerns? Because you know they say the theory is, you know, nobody can please a woman like a woman, you know. So does that kind of,
That's false, by the way. What was you saying?
according to you, but you know, but does what does that give you? Does that give you anxiety? Does that are you going into it confidently, or are you automatically friend zoning her? Like, oh no, I can't compete with another woman. Or what are your thoughts about it?
Is this? Let me ask this first. Is it the entirety of the relationship, or just merely sexual?
Relationship, like,
okay,
we can do both. You can do both. You can say it was just like some drunk bar sex, you know, brought her home, or it was like, hey, like we really had a relationship.
Essentially, it wouldn't bother me, much like most men, and it's the double standard. I hate to say it that way, but you know, it's not necessarily for me, but homosexuality for women is like much more glorified than homosexuality.
Right, it's more accepted for sure.
Yeah. But at the same time, for me personally, it would give me it would only give me anxiety as far as relationship wise if everything that we did and experienced together, good or bad, was compared to
that woman,
that experience with women. And then that's where the problem would lie. It's like, okay, like, yeah, you know, Simone may have did this for you, but I am a dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to put that in. That would be the conversation I would have. Like, if you're interested in me and I'm interested in you, we have to have the conversation that I don't care about you comparing me to other men, but really don't really compare me to other women, because it's gonna be different.
Most definitely.
Either way, it's gonna be different. So, but in retrospect, that's just a long-winded no, I don't mind. Because you might have somebody you can call, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like,
of course, guys wouldn't mind.
That's what I'm saying, and that's why I told
when
her.
I read this topic, I was about to text you, and I was like, "Do you sure you need me? Because these questions are really women dominated. Like, are you sure you need me on this show? Because I'll just watch."
Yeah, because because I mean, like, we need you. Speaking on behalf of men who, because believe it or not, there are some men that dealt with that. Like, you know, the TV shows that men have dealt with. No matter
that is a fair amount, though, to be left for a woman. That used to be a fear of mine. Like,
what?
for
You're only like 27, but 28.
This is like, yeah, I'm weird, bro. This is like when I was like 20, 21. Like, it just came. It was like, man, like, you gonna leave me? You know how women, like, I'm gonna tell you what it was. That for colored girls, when Janet Jackson's husband was like having sex with dudes and stuff like that, I was like, well, dang, like, what happened to me?
That
like,
was just circulating on Twitter.
Really? Oh man, that's weird. But like, I was just thinking, I was like, what if that happened to me, bro? Like,
I need to go back and watch that.
What if she leaves me for a woman? Like, my pride would be shot.
That's what I was just about to ask you. Would that make you feel because, you know, I feel like, especially like with baby daddies, when their baby moms like not necessarily turn gay, but when they like go with the woman, like, does that demasculate? What am I trying to say?
I mean, I'm pretty sure it makes them question themselves, like, what was it that I didn't do or couldn't do?
Right. Because I mean, it's really scarring for you to be, even just to think like, and I think way deeper into things that I probably don't need to, but just to think like, if I'm the baby daddy per se, like, I'm the last nigga she been with, so everybody gonna be like, bro, what did you do that she went to the other side? Like, you know what I'm saying?
They are gonna say that.
Yeah, like what was so bad about your baby daddy that he went to
Remember, we had a topic like that, and remember, y'all, Cortney didn't like it, but I was like, "Fuck it, we talking about it." But I said that I was like, I think these dudes are traumatizing these women so much that they're just like,
I don't think that's it.
Oh
okay,
no, I got a story. I got a story. I went to the beach
of course, that may not be it until we do surveys or whatever, but I'm gonna give a strong 60 out of 100 that I feel like that. But I
Let me tell
also
you,
agree
I
that
went to the beach last night, Ashley. I went to the beach last night, and I was talking to this female, and the topic came up that she was gay. I wasn't even trying to talk to her, but anyway, and
what
she was
kind of
like,
gay? Like femme gay?
I couldn't really tell because she was in like a work uniform.
Oh.
But she didn't act like a stud, so I felt like she would probably be a femme.
Okay.
But what made me think of that was the statement she said was, one nigga messed it up for everybody. And I'm like,
that's her story. That's her story.
Yeah, that's her story.
Okay,
but it just makes me think. It makes me think about what you said just now. Because it's like there is that one, and I've heard it before.
I mean, too. Yeah, like they're just like, now they'll sneak for some warmth, penis or whatever, but they just for happiness. Time, that's
strictly all it is.
For happiness, for safety, for security, for no heartache, they just prefer to deal with a woman who portrays herself as a man.
I never understand it.
I mean,
I saw something on TikTok where they said the strap don't ever go soft and the strap lasts longer.
Of course, a piece of plastic and foam lasts longer. Shoot.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I mean, my McDonald's cup still holds up, but I ain't going that route though. I'm just not. All right, so
McDonald's cup.
because she said the plastic, and I'm not. I mean, honestly, I'm weird. Like transparency. When we got locked down, last March, I ordered my first dildo. Because I was like, I'm not gonna die and not, be sexually satisfied this way, because I ain't had like a. Anyway, the point of the story is, I don't suggest ordering sexual toys offline. I feel like you gotta go into it. You gotta go into a sex store, like for dildos and stuff like that, because it was just humongous. Like, I don't know why I didn't like get like a tape measure or some shit like that. Like, it was just too much. So I suggest, if you don't take nothing else from this podcast, do not order a dildo offline. You got to be in the store. You gotta see it. You gotta like feel it. You gotta like, it's like making biscuits. You gotta like play with it a little bit. Like, I'm so disappointed, and I know I can't return it. Like, I know I can't return it. So now I got a fucking dick, a dildo.
They have descriptions though, like it tells you what.
This is my first time doing this, like, and I felt
just picked the first one of us. Like, oh, that's nice, click.
No. But you know what's so crazy? I was real particular about the dildo. I was like, this is some bullshit too. Do you know black dildos are more expensive than white cocks? Do you know that?
I thought it was the size. I didn't know that.
It's the color. It's the color as well. They have the pink, they got the brown, and they got the black.
Everybody wants the BBC.
Exactly. So that's another thing too. It's a lot. We're gonna do a whole week. Daniel, we'll take you off that episode, we'll take you off that episode, but
I'll share it for you. I'll share it on my page. But
I was like super pissed, but like, so now basically I got a dildo that's like brand new, and I'm like, I'm not using this shit. The fuck wrong? I ain't know. Anyway, but okay, so as far as I go, automatically I was like, no, I'm not doing it. And you know what's so fucked up? Because they say the LGBTQ ABCDE community are bullies, because you can't like say anything without them being like, I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna cancel you, I'm gonna, like ruin your life or whatever. So when the question and topic got presented to me, I was like, oh no. But then I was like, I got scared, like somebody was in the house with me. I was like, oh my God, can they hear me? Like, because I didn't want them to like kill me or picket me, or, you know. And I was like, no, fuck that. Like, I have my right, just like everybody, like how they have their rights. Like, I don't want to pursue a relationship with a person that was bi-curious. Because bi-curious or bisexual, because they're gonna say they wasn't bisexual, especially if it was just like a one-time thing, you know, if they only had sex one time with that person, or if they had only one relationship with, you know, a man, you know, they're gonna be, oh, it was just a thing, you know. I don't want to gamble my life, or my heart rather, you know, and be like, no. But then again, you know, if Keisha was here, Keisha would probably be like, well, actually it might work because you are mannish, and you know, you are this, and right. You know,
Ashley, what's the difference? Because you're doing a gamble regardless.
I thought about that too. I was like, because guys ain't shit even when they dealing with women, you know? And so, no offense, guys, but I don't know. It's just a fear or phobia, but I was just like, I just rather not, because I don't know, one of those times. It's already bad enough if we get into arguments. I got to worry about him running off to his female best friend, talking to her and stuff. But now I got to double worry, like him going to his homeboy house. Are they really playing Grand Theft Auto? Or are they doing other things? You know, like, I don't want to.
It's literally the same thing, and that was my thought process on it. It's literally the same thing. It's literally the same thing.
What's the same thing?
Like, she's saying, like, the gambling part. The gambling part. Like, if we get into an argument, I gotta worry about you going to your best friend's house. It's still the best friend, whether it's a girl or a guy.
I'm about to say, like, it's still at that moment, it's still the same thing. Like,
right. It's still a possibility for that person to step out on you because of an argument.
It is.
And that would be the same thing for me as somebody that don't have a tolerance for cheating. If I make you mad and you go bump coochies, you can stay with her. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what it is.
But exactly. But that's the gambling part. Maybe, do you feel like if you had took a chance and that guy had went back to another guy, would that make you like feel like not enough or something? Or
no, it wouldn't make me feel like no, I'm very confident in who I am. What that would do to me is it would fuck me up mentally on the basis of, like, me telling myself, you knew better, like, and it, like, that's where I'm at now with certain things about relationships and stuff. Like I told you, I'm not ignoring red flags at this point in my life. So that to me would be a red flag to me. Maybe not to other people, but to me, that would be a red flag for me. And I have low-key anxiety, and I don't need no extra stuff. And then I also am an overthinker, you know, so I don't want, for my peace of mind, I just don't want that. So if it was to happen where he went back to another guy or the same guy or whatever, it will fuck me up. Not because I thought I wasn't enough for him, but it would just fuck me up where I was like, he told you, dummy. Like, this is me talking to myself. He told you, dummy. Like, he told you he had a situation with a guy before. It was only one guy that he ever loved and, you know, experimented with. And like, that's what I would do to myself. I would fuck myself up. And then to the fact where you be like, okay, Ashley, if you don't pick up, I'm flying in. You know, like, that's what would happen to me. So I know you can't prevent everything, which I'm learning that, you know, because I'm a prepper per se. Like, I don't freestyle shit. Even when I say I'm going to freestyle things, I don't freestyle things. I still low-key got like a little schedule, you know.
I have a scenario for you.
Okay.
So you met a guy. Y'all talked, y'all went through all the phases, y'all are together. And maybe even you're into the point of being like in love, right?
Okay.
And maybe, you know, things, you know, maybe not necessarily progressing, not necessarily being stagnant, but it's just a relationship, right? And he comes to you and he's like, you know, I feel like you're my best friend. I feel like I can talk to you about anything, right? And he says, I had thoughts about me being with another man the other day. And it did not like say it turned him on or it excited him or whatever. What do you say to that?
Well, I would want to know like what happened. Like, was it the flick that we were watching or something? Like, what? I need to know like why that transpired. But
okay, what if he just said maybe he was in the grocery store and he was just, you know, buying your groceries for whatever festival you got coming up because you needed help. And he says, I saw a man and I thought he looked nice. And when I got in the car and I started driving back to the house, I had thoughts.
I'm leaving. I'm not gonna lie. Like, we're going to therapy, but mentally I done started packing. Like, but I want to, because like you said, we're in it. So I want to, and now that's going, now you just did something, because now it just hit me about these documentaries that I used to watch where husbands that had children or had wives, they're still legally married, but the wives are there supporting them as they transition into a woman. And I used to watch these documentaries. I'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with them? But that's their husband. They love them as man, and that's their father of their children. So to answer your question, mentally, I'm gone. Like, I'm already packing, but because I care for this person and possibly love him, I'm going to, do my due diligence as a human being, and help him work through that. And if he,
but what if
he doesn't have the intention to leave?
Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was saying, like, what if he's saying, like, I still love you. I still want you just the same. Like, I'm not. I don't want to leave you for nobody else. You know,
that's the same question I was asking.
Oh, like, yeah.
Yeah, like what if he has no intention to leave? It's like, I'm telling you right now, I have no intention to act on these feelings. I have no intention to
I'm gonna have to pause you there. I'm gonna have to pause you there.
That is true though, because that's
the reason why I say you can't just not act on. A person can't say, a human being can't say, I'm not going to act on these feelings, is because then they're not expressing who they really are. I really want to be.
But that's what he's trying to do. He's just trying to express to you what's going through his mind. That's the same thing as a man cheating heterosexually.
Exactly. And I'm about to go back there, because we talked about this. Remember, I specifically said, I don't know if you was up here during this time, Daniel, but I remember I specifically said, if my guy cheated on me and it was a one-time thing, do not tell me, don't ruin my life, because I know what that's going to do to me. And I know that's what's going to do to us. So if he had those thoughts and the grocery store, it was the one, he don't, keep it to yourself. You don't have to tell me everything.
That's setting you up for failure though. That's setting you up for failure.
How is that setting me up for failure? But when I say I will leave, I don't want to deal with it, but I'm still going to be his friend and support him in that. But you're still telling me I'm wrong.
This is the reason why I say that it's setting you up for failure is this. Let's just talk about the cheating thing for one. If he cheats on you, right? And it was a one-time thing. And it's a one-time thing, and it gets back to you, and he didn't tell you. You gonna want to cut his No.
I'm a realistic woman.
Okay, I ain't gonna say you. Like, the average woman. Yeah, the average woman.
At this point in my life, I'm like, Cortney don't agree with this, but I already feel like we gotta share guys, like the good ones anyway, the ones that I if it came back to me and it honestly was, we do that woman to woman. Shirley, this is Barbara, and so I'm sitting down, I'm gonna talk to her. I'm gonna say, well, how many times? And if it honestly was one time, I'm not even gonna bring it up to him. I'm gonna act like, baby, you're not about to ruin my life over him fucking you and dicking me down one time.
What do you always tell me?
Really
what you always tell me? You are different.
Honestly,
you are different.
Honestly, where I'm at in my life, I would be a swinger. And what I mean by swinger with my relationship. No. Not open, because ain't nobody in our business like that. It's private. What I mean by that is special occasions. We go out of town and we meet with a couple in a resort. Me and her husband on this bed, because I ain't bumping cooches, and my husband and his wife is on that bed. It's monitored, it's safe, and we fulfilling the sexual pleasures.
You are definitely different.
Wait, repeat not the whole thing, just
swingers, where it's not an open relationship where openly I'm dating somebody and people in Marion and Florence and Mullins know, and then Daniel dating somebody, people in no, that's ridiculous. But me and Daniel will have a relationship to the public, we're good, which we really are good, because our bedroom, that's our personal life. But I would, because I know, I'm a late bloomer. I ain't been fucking all my life like most of y'all been doing, So it's still like,
about to say, I am a virgin.
So I've learned through you guys through the podcast that I don't have to have a whole phase before I be in a committed relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and I'm not saying being a swinger is a whole phase as well, but I'm a realistic woman. Like, at 35, I don't see myself being on one dick the rest of my life. It ain't gonna happen. It's not. And I don't expect him as a man to only desire me.
Shit.
I mean, I'm just saying. So instead of me going out there sexually cheating or whatever, because we did discuss different forms of cheating, and instead of him doing that one-time thing, where he cheated, like, we can just do it together. Like, and it's monitored, it's safe. I'm not saying this is every week or every year, because in the beginning, of course, we only want each other, but after a while, you're gonna be like, you need to spice this up.
And there's actually people
you don't
that
eat
do
fried
that.
chicken all the time. You eat baked chicken, Italian chicken, grilled chicken, barbecue chicken. Then they got
chicken,
mustard base. Yes, stewed chicken, like smothered chicken, jerk chicken. Like, it's right. So it's still chicken. So we're still gonna be in a committed relationship with our children and our businesses, and but
why not just put on the wig and act like somebody else? Like,
we're doing that too. That's after listen, y'all know I switch my shit.
Act like y'all don't know each other, some type of shit.
We will do that as well, but once that get old and done with,
Well, don't borrow a cop car and act like you a cop or something.
Listen, I got a guy now who want me to be a damn nurse. I said, I ain't gonna be no nurse, but the way your damn foot's looking, I'll be your damn podiatrist. Put on them damn socks. I'm not a nurse. So I believe in role playing, but at Cortney, like, it's only so much you can do. Like, so many role playings you can do.
But I mean, at a certain point, like, if you think about the rest of our lives, we're what? I'll be 29 this year, but like, I'm about to be in my 30s. Like, it would be nice to think I was going to be,
with one penis
having sex at 60, but I don't know.
One penis for the next 45 years. Really?
That would not bother me.
It wouldn't bother me either. Well,
that
vagina,
would not
obviously.
Bother me.
Not penis, but yes. That would
because you're gonna do the wigs, you're gonna do the costumes, you're gonna do the whips and the chains, what's that word?
That boring? Why not? I
mean, there's different ways to spice it up without including others.
There is. I mean, I just named all the flavors of chicken, of course.
Yeah, there's different ways to spice. Yeah, you do.
I don't know.
I
understand why you say what you say. Like, I get where that thought process is coming from and how you got there. I just don't think that's not doable.
Well, that's another topic. But I'm just, so as far as the wrapping that up, my thing, the topic was, if a man or a woman previously dated the same sex, would that prevent you from pursuing a relationship? These two said, no, they don't. It's in their past. I said, hell to the no. I can't do it. All right. So topic number 2, are relationships like stock? These are basically long-term relationships. Are we keeping them to stay because of time invested, or is it love? Personally, love ain't shit. It ain't nothing but a feeling, How do you guys feel about long-term relationships? Like, is it, especially long-term relationships with no commitment? And what I mean by commitment is no legal paperwork. Like, you've been in a relationship for 10 years, you still ain't married, not even engaged. All you got is kids, bills, and a couple of CDVs, long-term relationships. How do you feel about them? At what point are you going to be like, why are we even doing this? Like, are you going to go your separate ways? Or are you going to stick with it? Long-term relationships.
Okay, so this kind of ties into what we talked about before. Well, I don't know if this was actually a topic. I think we had just got on it. But like, I don't plan on being with someone for that long without getting married.
So what's your max?
I would say 2 to 3 years. I don't think I would be with someone more than 2 to 3 years and not get
That's
married.
including courting.
I think that's from like officially dating. I wouldn't count like the courting or the talking stage with that.
So let's do the 3 years. So y'all are together for 3 years now. Are you gonna do the, which we kind of did touch on this a little bit, because you was like, you're not gonna be the type, you're not gonna be the type to leave around magazines.
Oh, I refuse.
Okay, so 3 years, we're 3 years. Are you telling me what 29, 30, you're 32 years old now, so you didn't experience a little bit more. So you're telling me you're not gonna bring it up at all, like, hey, what are we doing? Like, are we moving forward, or do I need to individually move forward?
That's the thing. That's kind of hard. I think I would probably have to try to present the conversation as just to see where their head is at. Like, do they think that anything is progressing with the relationship or something like that? But I would never want to put in their head to be like, okay, time is ticking. I want you to marry me. I want you to ask me to marry you because you want me to marry you, not because I'm putting it in your head that I want to get married. That's the only thing.
So,
but I think if you're with someone for 2 to 3 years, you can't just up and leave without an explanation. You know what I mean?
You need some type of closure.
Yeah. So you have to have, I'd have to find a way to present that conversation to not be like, I'm ready to get married type of thing. It would have to be like, is this like, do you feel like this relationship is stagnant? Do you feel like it's still progressing? Maybe if I see where their head's at and if they're like on the level where they think that like it actually is progressing or something like that, maybe I'm like, well, maybe I don't know. It would just.
But you know what? I don't even think it takes the 3 years, because every 6 months is like with apartments. Well, every year with apartments you have to do your renewal, and every 6 months with other things you have to do renewals, like paperwork. So I don't feel like it should even have to get that far or within the 3 years to where you be like, are we? Because like you should know, like you'll be like, okay, let's do our. I'm gonna implement that in my relationships whenever I get one. I'm gonna do like a 6 month sit down, like how like with jobs and stuff, when you have to do your.
That's what I tell people all the time. Yeah.
With a promotion and stuff, like I'm gonna do that. Like I'm gonna be like, are we? Like, do we need to let this go, or or should I give you a bonus? Like, let's up this, like perks or whatever. But basically with you, Cortney, I don't think it had to get to that 3 years. You would already know, because you would see how the relationship is progressing. If it's on the right track of marriage, then yeah, all you have to do is just bring up the conversation, and it should happen.
That's the thing. I don't want to bring up the conversation.
But she should. You would.
That's the problem with me. I don't want to bring up that conversation because, like I said, I think that it's really cute that women like to propose to men. However, I'm not going to be that person. And like I said, like, I want you to ask me to marry you because you want to marry me, not because I'm throwing hints or saying
pressure.
No, I don't want that at all. So
I don't feel like it should be pressure though. Like,
absolutely.
That's from a man's point of view. From a man's point of view, I feel like that's a cop out for men to say, "Oh, I feel pressure, so that's the reason why I'm not doing that." That's a cop out.
Oh yeah, that's bullshit.
Marriage is a big commitment. People act like that.
It's a huge no. I'm not discrediting that. It's a huge commitment. But what I'm saying is, y'all been together. But here's my thing, I'm sorry, and to all the men that's on this live, and that's probably feeling this way. If this is your first time here, I'm gonna go ahead and let you know, I am not like you. Okay, so let's make that clear. Okay. Anyway, like I was saying, I still feel like it's a cop out, because when a man sees that and feels that, you know what I'm saying, he might be scared and everything, he's still gonna take that leap. That's just me.
Yeah. He's gonna talk to his homeboys and his family about it.
I'm gonna tell you something right now. I got a homeboy that never really been in love in his life. You know what I'm saying? He met the girl he with now, and they was together for like a month or two, and he already seemed different to me, to the homeboy. And I looked at this nigga, he just would be just like staring off and looking at his phone, smile like he would his whole. And this dude was a player. I'm talking about a player. What I'm saying is he already knows now. They've been together 6 months. Like, oh, this is it.
I was gonna say that within 6 months, you know.
My mentor proposed to his wife after 3 months. They got 5 kids now and they're happy. All I'm saying is, after a while, like,
yeah, you know,
after a while, and it's just like, for me, just to, I'll go ahead and
you can't put a time limit on people.
That's what I was about to say. That's exactly what I was about to say. But the thing is,
that's my thing. Like,
he's wasting your time after 5, 10 years. You know what I'm saying? I told y'all about the guy that was engaged. One of my mom's ex-boyfriends was engaged for 15 years. Engaged for 15 years. 15 years.
That's on her.
That is that you what you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my point. And the simple fact of the matter is, like, you shouldn't, as a woman, you really, my opinion is, you shouldn't have to leave magazines around. You shouldn't have to, like, even think about, well, I don't want to feel like I'm putting pressure on you. Because after a time, like, after a certain amount of time, it either it is or it ain't. You need to apply that pressure. Y'all want us to apply pressure to you, right? That's what I hear all the time. If a man wants you, he gonna apply that pressure. That's what I hear.
So, Cortney, let me ask you this right here. So, if he's like, he ain't ready yet, are you at your 3-year mark? Are you moving on, or are you going to give him another year or 6 months?
It's definitely not going to be another 3 years, but
you're gonna give him more time.
I don't know that for sure though. That would depend on my feelings and everything else like that. Like,
at that moment in time, yeah,
it would have to be what I'm feeling at that moment in time. Like, if he says I'm not ready yet, especially because, you know, and I hate to say this, but a lot of the times when you think that you're in one place with your relationship, that other person doesn't think you are.
But that's why the check-ins are important. That's why the communication is important. That's why I say you wasted, like, that's why I said we're just gonna use 6 months. Every 6 months it need to happen. That way you won't be wasting your time. Like, I talked to a guy last night. It only took 26 minutes for me to know, oh no, this ain't no. And just imagine if I would have done the, oh, well, we'll just see how it is tomorrow, or we'll see how it is next week, or let me FaceTime you first, or let me, you know, because I've done that.
You could really go by that, because even so, like, even just now when you said like the first 26 minutes you knew you didn't want to talk to him. There's people who have been like together for 2 years, got married, been married for 10 years, and then you find out that the husband killed the wife. You know, and you would, and the people outside are like, I would have never guessed they were so in love. Like,
but you will also have those people that do those interviews that was like, you know what, that one time at the cookout, he did, you know.
But I mean, realistically, like, they're not going to remember what happened at the cookout 5 years ago. Especially if their first initial reaction is like shock, like, how could this happen? Like they would have to sit there and dive real deep. And then if you have to dive real deep about what they did at the cookout 5 years ago, it didn't stand out that much.
Listen, I don't be letting shit slide right now. Like, I got a lot going on. I ain't letting nothing slide. So the reason why it only lasted 26 minutes was because he lied.
Right.
I don't have time. He lied. He tried to catfish me, and I caught him in the catfish because I specifically said I don't want to deal with men who are divorced, Black people divorced, which, if you watch
separated for a certain amount of time, and
you still legally married, but you know. So he was like, "Oh, I'm divorced." And when I talked to him, I said, "Are you divorced, or divorced?" He was like, "I'm divorced." I was like, "Are y'all still married? Or are y'all separated?" "Oh, we married, but we separated." She over here, nigga, you still married? Like, you're not divorced. Right. And that shit pissed me off so bad. And then the fact of it went deeper. This is why, like, it wasn't just the divorce part, but a lot of women waste y'all time. Stop talking to men that are not legally divorced. Y'all wasting so much time and energy with these guys when there are single men that ain't never been married that is waiting on a good, decent woman like you, but you wasting your time with this guy. But this what it was. His wife was in the army, so he got all the perks and the benefits of being the spouse in the army. And he roasted, right? He was like, I didn't have to work if I didn't want to, because they was giving us $1,200 a month just to pay for rent. And I was like, so what about your attorney? Oh, I'm not going to pay for anything. She's going to have to pay for it. I'm not using my money to. So nigga, you don't want a divorce. You acting like a groupie, like a gold digger. Like, so you don't. So that let me know right then and there, like, he ain't getting no divorce because he want these army perks from his wife. Like, if I told him that, I didn't even bite my tongue because I'm not doing that no more either. I'm not. Okay, all right, then get off the phone and calling my cousins or my homegirls. Let me tell you about this nigga. No, I'm telling that nigga about himself right then and there. And I said, you don't want a divorce. I said, you want the perks of being with her and her army benefits. I said, because if you really want to move on with your life, you would do what you need to do as a man, dig in your pockets, because you work, dig in your pockets and pay for an attorney and get the shit over with so you can be done and move on with your life. So you can find the woman that loves you and appreciates you. Simple as that. And I told him, you have a good night. And he's like, damn, it's like that. Good night. Click. And I blocked the number on Duo, my fake phone number, and my real phone number, because I had to Duo him with my real phone number. So I ain't got 26 minutes in and out. Done.
Nah, I feel it.
Because that was just a waste of time. Like, I'm not. So I.
And that's the biggest pet peeve for me, man, is the last thing, the thing that I don't want in any relationship is I can spend money on you. I can do things for you, but I can't get my time back.
Yeah, that's it.
And the thing is, like, because I wouldn't want to be proposed to, first of all. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to say no. Like, I don't care if you're on live TV. This is exactly what I would say. Baby, I love you. But no.
Well,
come back to the same location next week, and
if she do it in public, you gotta say yes. But then
I'm not gonna embarrass her. I'm okay. All right, but still,
you have to say yes in the moment, and then when y'all get behind closed,
we never. Let me make something clear right now. We ain't never gonna get to that, because when we start talking about marriage, that comes out regardless. You better not propose to me. You better not propose to me.
You know what this conversation is doing for me? I want to propose now, like, because I'm already a gift giver. Like, I'm a good gift giver. So honestly, I want to, like, I'm like, you know what? My next relationships, I'm be like, if it comes to marriage, let's do a little competition, because I'm very competitive. I'm be like, let's see who proposal is the best. Like, so even though I know, I'm sorry, I just want to do it because, like, I feel like I would do a great proposal. Like, I'm probably gonna have my nigga crying. Like, even though, like, it's gonna be between us though. Like, we know what it is. You know, it's not like, you know, he probably already done proposed to me already. So basically, I would do my proposal after he did his.
That's cheating, because now you can really up him though, because you already know what he did.
You already know what he brought to the table.
Nah, because he might not be that. He might not be that type of person. Like, he might not be like romantically inclined like that to where he would give you a flawless proposal. He might just be like, "Hey,
listen, I think you're right." But so I'm telling you, we talked about this before. Social media, especially during COVID and everybody locked down and everybody really locked in on their phones and stuff. Social media has made men more romantic because people have been using their backyards. People been like doing stuff. Like, I had a guy today that was like, I want to take you on a picnic. And I was like, have you been listening to the podcast? Because remember, we talked about picnics and shit, right? And I was like, you don't do picnics, your thugged out ass, like, the fuck, you know? Yeah, so I said that to say, I think guys are romantic. Like, they pay attention to you. Like, and I told him, I said, if you want to do a picnic, I'm not doing nothing. I'm not cooking nothing. I ain't buying nothing. I ain't booking nothing. I ain't doing nothing. It's going to be all on you.
You know what I just saw on Twitter?
What?
A guy proposed to a girl, but he gave her options of the rings.
What do you mean?
Like, he had, like, you know how they have the ring displays, like the little nub thing and the black velvet thing? He gave her, like, the 5, like, how do you call it? Like a stool thing with the little 5 nubs right there, and it had different rings for her to choose from when he proposed.
Because he didn't know. He was like, he probably was like, she's gonna like all of these. Matter of fact, let me just get
exactly, because you know, normally I guess, you know, they'd be like, let me get her best friend.
Yeah, right.
So maybe, I don't know, maybe he, like, you know, got her mom one day or got her best friend, and they were like, you know, all picked out different rings, but he gave her 5 different rings to choose from. And some guy in the comments was like, we ain't never gonna win.
Listen, I probably wouldn't have really got the rings. I probably would have just had like, pictures of it or something like that, but or even if he would have,
I'm pretty sure like he didn't like, I don't know, he probably had it set up some type of way to where like
right,
he brought the rings back.
Right. That's nice though. That's neat.
I would flip it.
So Cortney, you're saying, so to me, you give me the vibes, I think Daniel can agree on this, that even after the 3 years, you still gonna keep going.
No, that's not a guarantee. That's not a guarantee.
Okay. So let's implement impulsive. 6 months. Every 6 months, we're gonna do like a job. You're gonna sit down and be like, is this progressing, or do we need to let this go? I think everybody should implement that in their relationship.
I do that. I didn't. I
never did, but I'm doing it from here on out.
Talking stage. I do that. I started doing that when I was like 24 years old. And I started, like, I told him at the beginning, like, I just want to know every couple months or whatever, just like, how you feeling about this? You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of women, they just check out romantically and the guy won't even know. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I overthink too much for that. I pay too much attention for that. So I need to know. You know
so basically, I think me and Daniel we checking it like every 6 months. So it won't be a long term. It won't be a long-term relationship. Marinara sauce. It won't be a long-term relationship for us, because like for me, I don't have the time. They're younger than me, but I'm just not wasting that much time, All right, so let's go. I
never really gave my.
Oh, well, go ahead.
Real quick. I mean, it doesn't take me long. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't take me long to know if I want to be with you. It doesn't take me long to know if I want to be with you forever. So like, you know what I'm saying? We're having I do agree we're having the conversations every 6 months to a year. And it's just,
Keep talking, Daniel. Just keep talking. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. It just, and I feel like that should be for any man, like, whether or not, that's just what it is. So I honestly feel like I would do the 2 to 3 year thing like you, Cortney, but it would probably be shorter time. It wouldn't be necessarily, from the relationship. I feel like it would be from the talking stage.
From talking stage?
Yeah.
Like, y'all talking for 6 months. Well, I see why.
Well, I hate that anyway. Like, it don't take me 6 months to know if I want to at least date you romantically. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand, like, it takes people 6 months to know if they want to get in a relationship, but like, I feel like I would know a little sooner than that whether I want to pursue a actual relationship with you. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So she disappeared.
Well, while we have a quiet moment, anybody who's watching, do you guys know where my background is from?
Oh, we forgot to do that.
And whoever gets it right first, I'll cash up you $5 so you can get you something from McDonald's for lunch tomorrow.
All right, look, yeah, McDonald's, because it damn sure ain't from Chick-fil-A.
Right. So yeah, if you can guess where my background's from, the first person who guesses it right, I'll cash up you $5.
All right. So topic number 3. Why are women pressured to be ride or dies? And I wanted to put Black women in front of this, which I really do feel like it's Black women, because I see guys to be like, if you ain't no rider, then, so why are Black women pressured to be ride or dies? Like, the fuck is wrong? Like, what's going on with that? Because don't box me in no corner. Like, no. And typically the ride or die stuff is always typically affiliated with thugs or criminals, because if you was in a decent, healthy, normal relationship, you don't have to ride or die. It'll be always and forever. Like, there'll be some.
It's not always that though, because there'll be some hardworking men that just want to ride or die, and a lot of men like me, their definition of a ride or die is more so not necessarily we're gonna go shoot up the club, or if I go to jail, you're gonna pay my bill. It's more so like, if I'm down, are you gonna stay? If for some reason I lose my job, are you gonna help? are you going not necessarily help? I take that back. Not help. Don't crucify me.
Pause. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with help?
No, I don't see nothing wrong with it. My thought process with what you're saying, Danielle, is like, and I guess I should probably be like, well, I don't think like you, Cortney. But my thing is like, if you're in a relationship, that should be a given.
Right.
That's why
I stopped. I was
like, why would you define that as a ride or die? Because if I'm with you, especially like we're living together and everything else like that, like that's.
But you know how many men have been left because they've been down? Because some women get used to a certain lifestyle and they can't provide that same lifestyle. So instead of
I'm not denying that. It's just I'm just saying what's in my mind.
You can't deny it. It's the truth.
but how did they go into that though? Like, were they already high maintenance women anyway? So
well, and a lot of times, I mean, and I'm not saying it's necessarily the woman's fault, because a lot of times the women they be upfront, like, this is what I like. Absolutely. You can't afford. But the simple fact of the matter is, like, if I'll say I think it's really bad if you both came up. You know what I'm saying? Like, if she wasn't like that. That's where it lies. Like, okay, we started off in the gutter. I bought you out the gutter. Now we might not be in the gutter, but we got to downsize. And then next thing you know, some women emotionally check out. You know what I'm saying? It's just not all women.
Let's paint a realistic Marion County situation. She was in the projects. Let's say Rosewood. She was in Rosewood.
In the Bluff.
The Bluff, where it's rough. And she met a guy, he moved in illegally. He was working. She was doing her thing. He didn't put down his income. So they was able to stack because her rent ain't nothing but, let's say, $100 a month. So now they got a trailer. They bought some land. They got a trailer. So they're doing good for themselves, whatever. But some shit happened. Unforeseen circumstances happened. Or he was just trapping on the side, whatever. Now he got to do a little bit of time. All right, whatever. So now she got to leave out the trailer and probably go stay with like a family member or something like that, And now she got to go back to the project.
What are you asking? Like, should she be a ride or die for him?
Yeah, like what you were saying was they came up together. Like, he didn't have a place to stay. She was already in projects. They both worked. They got the house together. Some shit happened. He got to go to prison. She can't afford the house by herself. So now she got to go back the way she first met him at, So that's a choice. I think what we know, being a ride or die is a choice. Like, so with that, the image that I painted is, let's say she said, no, stop doing that. Like, you don't have to be illegal, do illegal things anymore. I got you, but he continues to do that. So now he fucked up. He done fucked the situation, shakes the whole lifestyle up. So
if she didn't approve of what he was doing, why are you with him? Essentially, that's still her fault. The perks and the benefits. Yeah, I get that. And in that case, if he's taking care of you, then you would still be in the wrong for making the choice to not. For leaving. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And just as much as I'll paint another scenario, you got a hardworking man. As a matter of fact, I saw this on TikTok. A hardworking man that he's goes to work 12 hours a day, comes home, still plays with the kids for the time being. He's dead tired, dog tired. She's, she may work a job too or whatever. That's it's neither here nor there. But he loses his job. Okay. So now, he's still, he might even be collecting unemployment. It might only be so much a week. Right. But they have to downsize. Okay. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times women don't want to, not all the time, but a lot of times women don't want to pick up that slack. You know what I'm saying? They feel like, they'll put up with it because they don't want to be known as somebody that's not going to ride for their man. So they'll put up with it for, say, 6 months, 12 months. He can't really do it. Let's just say he didn't lose his job. Let's say he got injured on the job. So he can't work now for some time. He just can't work.
Short-term disability. So his pay is what it used to be. It ain't 100%. Nothing, not maybe 60% of.
Right. And he can't physically work. He has to, he could probably only work, say, at a desk for 15 hours a week because he's physically. There's been women that have left.
Yeah.
There has been women that has and that's my definition of a ride or die. Like if I'm ever down, you know what I'm saying? If I tell you, yes, I want to take care of you. I want to take care of you, yes. And you may be a stay-at-home mama for now. But if I'm ever down, are you going to leave me because you got complacent with that? Or are you going to be like, hey, babe, I'll pick up a job until you get right? That's what most men are looking for. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Average men.
Average man. The average man is looking for that. You know what I'm saying? It's not popular. It's not. Well, and I hate to say that, but that's not a popular thing. Don't make that face. I didn't say all women.
Go ahead.
You guys are the, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of women that would do that. My mom did it for 15 years. My dad did not want, it might have been a little less, maybe 10 years. My dad didn't want to work. He was a full-time pastor. We had like 40 people in our church. So that church ain't making no money. But he wanted to be a full-time pastor. And my mom worked from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday. For, you know what I'm saying? There's women that will do that. They'll do that. But there's other women, especially in our generation.
There was no.
They'll be like, I don't gotta put up with this.
Hold. So you're doing transparency right now. So he didn't bring in any source of income. For
what the church can afford. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, this is the thing. Okay, now hold up, Daniel, because we got to do this. Because that kind of go back to the other question about the long-term shit. Because you got to be realistic. Because I'd be like, okay, let's do this. It's almost like a rapper. It sounded like he was trying to be a rapper with a mixtape, because you say ain't nothing but 40 people in the church. Now, you got to do realistic check-ins. We're going to do, I'll hold you down because I'm going to support your dreams and aspirations and everything, because that's what I'm supposed to do as your wife and the, father of our children, wherever. Mm-hmm. We're going to try to grow this. Every 6 months, we're going to check in. At some point in time, like, come on, bro. Like,
definitely. I agree.
So, I wish your mom, matter of fact, you can do it. Do your mom regret that? Or does she walk around right now and say, no, I'm happy that I did that. Like, I'm proud that I did that. Or does she look back on it and be like, what the fuck? What?
The natural human side of her will regret it. Okay. There's been times where, we would have, because when I turned 18, me and my mother started having those conversations. Yeah, right, what I'm saying? Right. Like, and then we started, because I was learning about taxes, I was learning about filing, I was learning about the grown-up stuff, credit, all of that. So, she's even stated sometimes, like, if I would have knew then what I knew now, I would have done things differently. And I think that's with that. I think it's with filing, filing. You can file married but separate. What I'm saying? Like, she would have done things a lot differently, probably, but I don't think she regrets it because of what she got out of it. But like in the back of her head is like, dang, you know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. Like, there's a little bit of regret, but not enough regret to be like, man, I should have never even married you. Like, I don't think she would. I don't think she would.
Well, that's something you actually know your mom, so you can actually ask her that. If you choose to. Like, I don't know if you want to bring that up, but yeah. I'm
glad she did. You wouldn't have the pleasure of seeing this beautiful face. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm pretty sure you would have still been here regardless.
Yeah, bro, true.
Yeah, right. So that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what that question was for. Like, y'all still, the children, the family would have still been there. But if she would have said, listen, like, and then how did he even feel comfortable as a man anyway? Like, not being that provider, and then having her work so much, and then when
there are some men that are just, they're content with it.
You see all the time. How many baby daddies have you seen with their baby mamas because they, I sorry to say it like this, but they got an apartment on Section 8.
They a hotep.
They don't even like their baby mamas, but they still with them because they got somewhere to stay.
And then that falls on the woman. Like, you got to do what's best for you and yours, which is your children. Now, I'm not knocking. I'm from the hood, so project baby. So I agree with guys moving in because it's a stepping stone. Like I agree. I think men should move in with their children's mom or their girlfriend that's in the projects, stack that money, and get the fuck up out of there. Like that's the best way to do it. While she paying $100 a month and she bringing in 5 a week, you bringing in 6 a week. Y'all put that together. Like y'all get on a budget.
I tell people all the time,
figure that
man,
shit out.
like I tell people all the time because I used to have I used to have an opinion on Section 8 and things of that nature that would actually upset people when I told them my opinion, because I would for the longest time, like I used to be hated low key, but like, you know what I'm saying? Section 8, food stamps, all of that, that's coming out of my check. You know what I'm saying? Like a portion of my check is paying for your rent. Okay. And you out here buying lobsters with food stamps instead of Similac for your baby. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm mad about that. When I'm eating spaghetti because I make too much money for food stamps. You know what I'm saying? So like that's when I was younger. My point is,
okay,
I tell people all the time, like I know people that's been in Section 8 housing and things of that nature for so long. And I'm like, what are you still doing there? You know what I'm saying? Like Section 8 is applied to us to help us get a better life.
For a certain amount of time, for that 6 months or that 3-year window.
Yes.
And that's what I did. Because I used to live in the projects, not only growing up there, but when I got on my own, when we talked about off camera, I can't wait, that turned 18. Like, I think I was 21, 22 when I moved into the projects. Like, that was my very first apartment. But I didn't want to go there. I did not. But I wanted to get away, and do my own thing. But I said, I'm just gonna graduate college. I'm just gonna stay here till I graduate college, and I'm gonna get a good job, then I'm gonna do this. And it happened. It happened so well that I didn't tell them that I had got a good job. But motherfuckers found out I had a good job. And there's something called retro where they go back. They go back. And when you was working, then I went from, my rent was like, at the time, like my rent varied for those 3 to 4 years that I stayed at one point in time, it was like $150, $9, $150, and then like $100 and like $9 again. So I think I stayed there for like 4 years. But of course, when it was $9, I was stacking like a motherfucker. I was stacking. So when they found out that I was working, it went from it was $500. And I'm like, I'm not paying no $500 for no one bedroom staying in Bluff Road. Like, fuck no, hell no. I'm not doing that. And so it just pushed me to find a place, and then we moved into Cedar Creek. My mom was sick at the time, and Cedar Creek apartment, that rent was $400 a month. So now you got to take in mind, going from $9 to $400, you be like, oh, that's a lot. Because ain't no jobs or nothing around here. So you like, oh my God, that's so much. Even though now I'm paying $200, And then when my mom passed, so now I had to pay the whole $400 by myself. I was like, oh, and I had a car, and I bought her a car because I was stacking so much money, making so, I bought her a car, and I had my own car. I was making her pay the payments and stuff. I was like, I can't afford the $400. I can't make the car payment. I can't do the insurance. I can't. Like, it was a lot, and hence that's how Yummy Tummy came about. Trapping out the apartment of Cedar Creek.
Got to.
But what you were saying, Daniel, it's temporary. It's a stepping stone. It's gotta be
temporary.
But I have family that's still there to this day that have been there. My grandmother was there till she passed, which disgusted the fuck out of me. Like, and I would vocally say that. I was like, why?
I'll never forget the story. I know we got to move on. I'll never forget the story. I was a supervisor at McLeod in the valet service, and I was 19 years old, and I was talking to a young lady that she was saying something about money, and I was like, I can set you up an interview tomorrow, and I can literally have the paperwork done for you tomorrow. I already know you. Like, I'm trying to get my people right. You know what I'm saying? It's not a bad paying job. And she was like, nah, I'm good. And I'm like, why? You just talking about money? And she was like, I can't I'm making too much. And I'm like, this is really backwards. What are you talking about? And she was like, she literally got like, her rent was $28. Mm-hmm. And she made $600 in food stamps. Mm-hmm. And I think she got like another $600 or $700 to $800 off the government. She's like, I can't afford to work, because if I work, I'm gonna lose all of that. And I'm like I understand that. I understand the concept of, okay, I'm getting that help, but I'm offering you an equal solution. The only difference is you got to get your ass up and go to work.
Well, it really wouldn't be making money. It wouldn't really be an equal solution, because not only with her
it's a good paying job, but now her rent
it's not going to add up though. It's not, you looking at a dollar amount. Good paying.
Yeah,
she's looking at it like the perks. So because her now she ain't gonna get the $600 and something in food stamps. Now her rent gonna go up. It ain't gonna be the $28. No, it's gonna go up to hundreds, almost $500-$600. Then she's not gonna be able to get the vouchers.
I guess that's still just it. Just made
that's why I say so. I'm speaking on behalf of those women, and I've been there, done that, and I'm out of that. But I do what I gotta do if I got to go back. Well, I ain't going back because I do what I do. But that's why I suggest a guy, get you a good man, a hardworking brother like Daniel. Move him in on the low. Let Daniel stack his bread. You stack your bread. Do what y'all need to do. Y'all get the fuck up out of there. Get you some land, get you some trailer. Like, it is possible. You teamwork make the dream work. You can get up out the hood, I'm telling you.
But we can also do that without being in the projects, though. Just think about it. You said it yourself. You was paying $200 out of a $400 rent when you was with your mother. Okay, right. So if we both I pay $400 where I live right now. Transparency. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I got a little trailer. So if I'm gonna move one person in, that's $200. All right. That's $200 profit that I'm making off my check. I get to keep $200 to go towards something else.
It still ain't really the same, Daniel, because even though that like, if you're talking about, like, let's base it off of like the $28 rent and like, the $600 food stamps, whatever, she may be bringing in more money, but she's still spending more. That's the point.
No, I get that. That's why I said I understand what you're saying. I'm just saying, like, I'm talking about what Ashley was talking about.
Right, Ashley, it would still be better to do it that way if it's possible to do it that way. It would still be better because you're not spending as much. You see, like.
I totally understand that, and I totally get that, but now I'm thinking of the headache. Now I got to disappear when they come in to do checks. Now I got to find out something to do.
No. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
I don't got time for that.
I get what you're saying.
What I'm saying?
No, wait a minute. Hold up. Let me correct, because this ain't we speaking hypothetical. I'm telling you what it is. Been there, done that. It ain't that. It ain't like that. It ain't like that. Like, I mean, you first off, when they come do it's yearly checks. It's not all the time. Yeah, and then your ass should be at work anyway, because we trying to get up out of here. So you ain't gonna be there anyway. They come in the morning time, But they let you know, like the annual inspection and stuff like that. So it ain't yeah, but go with what you were saying, like the $200 splitting it, because I want to see how you saying to get up out of that, but not having to be in the hood. So can you
this is my thing, okay? Like, obviously living in the projects, yet you paying that low rent and everything. Yes, that's attractive. That is very attractive. But
it's dangerous though.
As far I mean, it is. I'm talking about money wise.
Just money wise, right?
Yeah. So, but what I'm saying is, for somebody that already has his own place. Okay. Now I get it if you don't have nothing. If you're a dude that don't have nothing, but when you put my name in there, I'm like, okay, I'm working. I afford this place by myself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing as if I have a girlfriend and she has a job and she's like, okay, well, I'm paying $400 for rent too. And I'm paying $400 rent and we're together for a while. Okay, we can just, you can move in with me. I can move in with you. We pay the same rent.
Right.
Now that's a $200 profit, $400 profit that we could still stack up and get a better house. My house ain't all that right now. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not in the bluff.
Where's bluff?
You know what I'm saying? So like, and it's full disclaimer, anybody that's watching this, man, I'm not judging any type of projects. I'm just saying we can still do that. Just talking off of your theory, Ashley, we can still do that and don't have to be, essentially living off the government.
It's funny how y'all talk about like people who like abuse the system or they use it as a stepping stone. I have people in my family that would rather like eat sand for the rest of their lives than go on Section 8.
Well, see,
I literally had a conversation with a girl and she got mad at me because I told her I would never, unless I was down. I'm talking about down. I would really
and
never even apply for food stamps or anything like that. She was like, I can't believe you. And I'm like, nah, bro, like, no.
I have a family member. It don't matter how down they are. They refuse to go on Section 8.
I'm gonna make a way.
Go get food stamps.
Well, see, that's the thing though. But it depends on where you come from and all that stuff. Because I would never want to live in the projects like up north and stuff, like the pissy hallways and stuff. All right, this is the thing. All right. Oh, Rachel, I saw you. Rachel said, I sent you check your Facebook Messenger and let me know if you can come in and talk. But this is the thing. It's different for different states. I totally get what you're saying, Cortney, about certain people, but it's actually better because I've been thinking, because like I've always talked about, I want a house. So finally got a house or whatever. It is so much finances come with this damn house or whatever. Mm-hmm. And it's such a headache. It's just so stressful.
Something go wrong, they'll come out of your pocket. Not the
and I was like, but the thing with the projects is it's actually, if you, I know people gonna hate this, but if you weed out them bitches, and they baby that the one that be bringing in all that drama. Luckily, I stayed by old people because I had a 1-bedroom. I didn't have kids, which that was so funny. I never forget the person who first saw me in there. They was like, "You got kids?" And I was like, "We so fucked up in the head that seeing a Black woman in the projects, you automatically know she got kids." And she was like, "You got kids?" I was like, "No, I'm in college. No, I just need this, moving out," which that's a whole nother thing because me and my mom had a better relationship, then I wouldn't have had to move out. I could have still stayed with her, help pay bills, do the stepping, doing the stepping.
Same thing I was talking about.
Right, yeah. Right. So, but staying in the projects was actually good because I learned a lot of things. It helps you. It was clean. You called them when something's wrong, they'll come fix it. The grass was manicured. It was just the motherfucking people.
They're aware of that. Like they are aware of all that stuff, and it's not like they're in the house either. Well, they weren't in the house, should I say? But it's just the fact of they grew up to where they were like, my mom never had to do it, and she was struggling, and she never got on food stamps. She never had to go on Section 8, and she was like struggling. She had a lot of kids, so they refused.
Let me tell you, when my father walked out, and we ended up moving down here, my mom got on. She didn't get Section 8. She didn't want that. She got on food stamps just to be able to feed us until she got her job. She had already had her degree. You know what I'm saying? So she came
already right there. Pause. Already right there. Your mom got a stepping stone because a lot of us didn't have that. So Cortney, intervene. Yeah. Did your people, do they have degrees?
They do.
Are in the Army.
They've been saying this for a long time before they had degrees.
Well, and that's what I was saying. Like my mom, she got on food stamps because when she got down here, like everything happened with my family, everything had to be rushed. So she couldn't come down here prepared as far as I already got a job lined up, this, that, and the third. Like she came down here on faith. Luckily, my grandparents was down here to show us what we should do. But she got on food stamps, and I'm glad you said stepping stone because she got on that until she got her job. When she got her job, she got off. You know what I'm saying? And that's the difference. That's the reason why, like, not just because she's my mom, but that's the reason why I respect her so much, because like there's people that would rather just not take the step. Like, you're getting the help, but not to better yourself. You just want to keep receiving the help.
Well,
And
let
not,
me,
you know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
I totally get what you're saying, but also let me enlighten you a little bit.
Please do, because I'm not too
because
familiar.
I know you said about your mom, you know, the stepping stone, and then she got the food stamps, but I don't want you to think that your mom just voluntarily got off. Your mom had to get off the food stamps, because
definitely.
I would say that we all, not just a Black thing or a culture thing, I think we all try to, that's where lemonade come from. We all try to squeeze as much as we can out of a lemon, you know, as much as we can, you know. But if I'm pretty sure if they wouldn't have found out that she was working, then she probably would have stayed on it a little bit longer, because every little bit helps.
She went to them. She went to them and said, "I got a job. I don't need this."
Oh yeah, your mama was she really followed the guidelines, which is 10 days
Rachel,
after working.
Rachel said, "Send the sign-in info again."
Okay. Yeah, your mom really paid attention to the paperwork, but that's probably because that probably was her first time ever having to use those type of assistants, and she probably was like, scared, you know, like probably. Us coming from the hood, we like, catch me when you can.
but that's just what I mean. She has made it known to me before, where like we have the same. That's probably where I get my thought process from. Like, she doesn't believe, if she has the money to support herself, she doesn't necessarily believe to keep using that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think she does. I don't think she has that I don't know if I'm making sense. Like, if she has it for herself, she's good. You know what I'm saying? And that's probably the reason why I have the thought process that I have, because growing up, I just had to watch my mom.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I think we all have, I'll say this right here. We was on, well, I want to say about my mom, because you said your mom would never, you know, really would move into projects and stuff unless she had to. And then Cortney says her family is like, fuck no, we not doing it. I want to say, from my background, I come from that. Like, my mom was raised in that. Her mom was damn near raised in that, you know, like those old shacks, you know. Then she moved into projects. Like my grandma was the first set in Strawberry Street until she died, and she died at 83 years old. So yeah. So honestly, I broke it. I broke the generational pattern or the generational curse. You know, thank God, I don't think my family talk about me to the fact that where, maybe my dad's side or whatever, but my mom's side, they don't really talk about me like that, to the fact that where, you know how you have some families be like, oh, they think she better than everybody. You know how you have those, you know. But no, I don't have that.
I was called that when I had a conversation about this. I was called that because I basically told you what I told the girl what I just told you. She was like, you just think you better, and I'm like, no, I'm not saying that at all.
It's just that what your upbringing, like, you wasn't brought up into that, so you don't know how to maneuver around that. You know, you don't know how to, I don't want to say use the system and it sound negative, but I know how to use the system to my advantage. Like, so shit was to go down, like with COVID, like last year, shit got real. Like, shit got real. Like, I'm self-employed, so that means I couldn't get up and go to a job, you know, and you know, shit got real.
Self-employed people are not necessarily essential, so I know that was hard.
Right. Well, it was just a lot. And Rachel, but that's why I sent you the link, but I also sent you the meeting login and the passcode, and then let me know if that works. So click on that link again and then put in that that information.
And let me make this clear. Like, I don't want y'all to think that I'm down to playing anything or anybody that uses government assistance. That's not what I'm saying. And I hope nobody gets that vibe from me. I think my point is, as to the reason why I respect you so much, Ashley, is just because I know people that have the ability to do more for themselves.
Yeah, I'm proof of that. And like, I'm right. All around. That's what I'm saying. That's why I respect you so much. I could have still been in there getting the perks, using the perks of the system. Right. I could have been doing that. And especially when you was talking earlier, you was like, it's coming out of my check. It's, you know, I'm helping sponsor, pay for the bullshit, or you taking advantage of the system. You got to understand, like, it comes from me 3 ways, like, because you know, working for somebody else, and then really it's coming from me as well, because I'm self-employed. Yeah, self-employed. Like, so it's really, I really should be on, like, bruh, nope, y'all ain't get no crab legs. Nope, fuck that. Ain't no seafood boil, you know. But
right. But you have the empathy because you live that. And the thing is,
to a certain extent, realistically, I have the empathy to a certain extent. Now, certain shit I can sit back and people, a disclaimer, people ain't gonna like what I'm about to say. Certain things I see through because I'm from it, you know, like the summertime coming up, so kids about to get out of school. So school, if we can get back to normal, school will start back in August, September of 2021, right? Fall. Well, July or August, they're gonna start doing this back to school shit, right?
Yep.
Everybody gonna post on Facebook. Oh, everybody coming up with their organization, their social club, their bike club. Donate back to school. That shit irks the fuck out of me. The city ain't but so big. Marion ain't but so big. Why is like 10 different organizations asking to send, and then I get hit up because I have a business, so I automatically get hit up. I have no problem donating. Trust and believe. When I was younger, my mom was one of those parents that needed that backpack for me and my brother. Yeah. Then when I got old enough the way I could work, I was helping. I had to grow up too fast. And what I mean, not sexually active, but just like I had to become
responsibility.
Yeah, I had to become something that I was never destined or designed to be at a young age, which is responsible for this. I shouldn't have been paying rent in high school. I shouldn't have been paying a light bill. I shouldn't have been stressed the fuck out. But it fucked me up now. I'm a little fucked up, but I'm there's more good come from that than bad, But I don't like that. Like, get together, because this ain't nothing but a small town. Come together, do one big ass event. Let me bring my truck out there. Let me donate whatever I want to donate. Let everybody donate $125 or $120, $110 or volunteer their time. Everybody getting food stamps. Somebody can bring. Why is there so many different damn back to school events? Your children only need one backpack. What are y'all doing? Like, that shit irks me.
And the crazy thing is, people ain't gonna like what I got to say, but some of these people and some of these organizations do not even give themselves. Like, they don't even get in there themselves. And she talk about anyone with food stamps, hit me up, please.
Listen, right. People should have food stamps for sale because they're getting that pandemic extra money.
Yeah, well, know it's crazy. This is I ain't gonna say it because she gonna know I'm talking about it. Never mind.
I don't want to I don't want you missing off next week's podcast. So
right, they're gonna be like, where Daniel at? He was killed. So put somebody's business out there.
But yeah, I just feel like I do plan on doing because I know now it's all about legacy. I'm big on creating my legacy and DMX just had, that's gonna happen regardless. But now I'm in the mind frame of I want motherfuckers to remember me, right? Like no, I just got on that because what happened was I was having a real talk conversation with one of my cousins. She was like, "What if you don't have children?" And I was like, "Why would you say that to me?" Why would you say that to me? Like, and then I had to sit with that. Like, we got off the phone, we finished class. Then I had to sit with that. I was like, what if I don't have children? Like, what if and so the whole point of children is the leaving things behind legacy. So I said, now I feel like I will, but in the meantime, this podcast is my legacy. This is something that I will leave behind. Right. So my voice will be heard even after I'm gone. Rest in peace, My business hopefully will continue on. But I want to give back to where I come from, the projects, the hood, stuff like that. I'm not gonna say what it is yet, but I'm working on it. I got to get my money up. I got to get permits and whatever. But my legacy will continue on when I'm not here, even if I don't have children or my business hopes, because don't nobody want to pick it up and take it on because it is a lot of responsibility with food and whatever.
I'm wondering the same thing, Denise.
Hey, Rachel.
Cheesecake.
Can you hear me?
I think she may have she got to connect her audio, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, it says connecting audio.
Okay.
I want some cheesecake. I don't need it, but I want it.
Can you hear me?
I hear you now.
Okay.
There we go.
Which topic did you want to add in on or speak on?
When you were talking about your guy, what's the gentleman's name?
Daniel.
Daniel was talking about, trying to understand why people would stay on government assistance when they're able-bodied to work. And I totally agree with you, Daniel. I just don't understand the mindset that I'm gonna, I have a place here that I'm paying $5 a month to live in, and I'm getting food stamps and a utility check, and I'm good for the rest of my life. That's just not how I think.
Right. And that is the problem with me. It's just too complacent, with receiving that handout. So I totally agree.
And it's also preventing other people from who need that assistance, who like for me, I was 21, 22. I was headed in the right direction. I was going to college. So it's not like I was just in there fucking and making babies, like creating more problems, creating more.
Ashley, you always,
but that's just what it is. So by them staying there, paying that $5 rent and stuff, and not basically, they should put a cap on it. They should put a 3-year cap on it. Like, or
and that, man, yes, me and my mom had that conversation one day. Yes.
It prevents people like that were me, like women or men that's like me that just need that stepping stone, that maybe didn't have a great relationship with their parent, or they may be homeless, or they fostered out of the foster care system, or and they need that but because she is paying $5 in rent, and she good, I have a cousin who what was her rent? I think her rent was maybe $40, but she has not worked since. She didn't even go back. She ain't got her GED. She don't no license, no permit, no car, no. But
and I'm gonna tell you,
they be the ones on vacation.
Social issue, it really is. I mean, some of these people have mindsets, and man, what am I gonna work for when I'm living all right? What I got in my house, I'm able to cook and clean, have this stuff.
Yes.
I'm telling you, I know of at least 20 women, that when the Hyundai plant came to my hometown and AIDT was training all of these people, these girls would get the jobs and they would make really good money, at least over $2,200 a month. And when they had to report that in, their rent went up from $5 to like $450 or $500, and they immediately decided that they were going to either get fired or quit their job.
Because if you get fired, you get your unemployment.
Yep.
You see?
It's a system. Like it's honestly like, I don't want to say we broken, but I'm saying we, including myself, because I come from that. Like, I'm not that, but best believe I'm not that, but I got family like that. I come from that. I see that. Luckily I wasn't a sponge enough to soak that up to become that. Like I said, I am the link that was broken. I didn't want that. I wanted more. I knew mine wasn't gonna come from education, because I wasn't a nerd, I wasn't quote unquote, but I knew mine wasn't gonna be scholarships and stuff like that, but I just wanted more than, my mom would always say, use your head for more than a hat rack, and I did that.
Oh, that's good.
But
that's just me. Like, I just want more, and I never like I said, I don't judge anybody that's in that predicament right now. I don't judge anybody. Like, if you want more, why not do more? You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, I'll be blunt. A lot of times it's not because you can, it's just because you don't want to.
Yeah,
you know everybody wants to wake up when they want to and not do things when they want to, and then still barely pay bills. I get that.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But I'll say this one quote. Ferrari, like the Ferrari company, they were asked, why don't you guys do commercials? And they said, we don't do commercials because the people that we're trying to target is not sitting around watching TV. These are $300,000 cars. $200,000 cars. You get what I'm saying? Like, I want to be able to do more. It's just that's just me. That's just my opinion. I want to be able to do more. You know, but if I need to do that until I can do more, then that's fine. If you need that to pick yourself up, you know what I'm saying, brush yourself off, and then do more, just like you did, Ashley. Oh, I respect that to the fullest. Well, you on there for 30 years and you ain't worked in 27 of that 30 years. I see that as a problem, because now I'm getting up and going to work, and that Social Security and those taxes are coming out of my check.
Exactly. That's
You know
how I look at it. That's
just
exactly
my
how
opinion.
I look at it. I'm taking care of you, girl. I'm taking care of you and your kids.
Man, I'll never forget. I went, more transparency. I went to the store. Me and my mom and my brother, we were struggling. And my mom didn't get paid for a couple more days. There wasn't no food in the house. We went to get spaghetti. You know, spaghetti goes a long way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For very cheap. We went and got spaghetti. And my mom was calling me. She's like, what is taking you so long? Now, you know, the Walmart's got 17 cash registers and only 2 is open.
Right.
And I was sitting behind this couple with 2 buggies, not one, but 2 buggies. And I can see if it was bread, sandwich meat, milk, you know what I'm saying? These niggas, excuse my language, had shrimp, steak, lobster, all of that. And I was standing in line for 30 minutes because they were, and then she pulled out that EBT card, and I'm like,
oh yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, again, I'm not judging your situation. You know what I'm saying? I don't know these people or nothing, but the average thought in my head was like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying?
Transparency, I'm judging. I'm judging. God damn it. Here I am. I have to eat damn beans and rice when my chick is 2 or 3 days away. I gotta eat beans and rice or ramen. And she got crab claws and fish and shrimp and oysters and scallops. She knows she ain't gonna never eat again. But she always eat it when she get that EBT, because they want to eat good for the first 5 days.
Let me tell you something. The only thing I can say for the working people that are upset by this, my advice for you is get you one hood booger, one hood chick, and buy food stamps. That's the only thing I can say. That's the closest you're going to get to
I'm still spending money.
Relief. Huh?
I'm still spending money.
Right, but still though, it's supposed to
even if it's $10 on the 20, I get that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had one person.
You know what? Of course, I'm gonna break this down to this a whole different topic. But that's another thing with working class people as well, because y'all get mad. I say y'all like I don't work and contribute anymore, but y'all get super mad when people that get food stamps charge y'all, let's say you get $50, y'all pay $50 cash, and y'all give you 100. You like 100? I want 130. You can't tell people how to spend their stamp. And that's when y'all go into the well, I'm the one paying for it anyway.
Right. Like I said, that's what I'm saying. I'm still spending money. All it is a discount. But I'm still, for that price, I might as well just get the Great Value brand instead of the Kraft brand. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still.
Well, it will stretch, because true transparency here, I have bought food stamps.
Right. We all have.
Oh yeah.
Several times.
Oh yeah.
Still do.
And it yeah, exactly.
What's the Sam's Club card? How y'all think you're Miss Samantha? Listen, you got to know. You don't look. You remember we was talking about snitching, and like there's still some hood etiquette. You still got to, like you still got to, hey cuz, what's up? You need something this month? Yes, I do. Damn right.
Yes. But
yeah, that's just my take on that. And like I said, that's not me talking about the people that really want to get out and do things and better themselves and stuff like that. That's just the people that are complacent and content with living there until their old age. That's, you know what I'm saying?
It's no excuse, Daniel. I will say it's no excuse. And the reason why I say that, because while you was talking, I was like, I was going to say after you finish, I was going to say, well, how do we get them out of there? But fuck that, because there are ways, and the reason why is because SC work or your unemployment office, they offer job training skills. They offer vouchers. DSS offer vouchers for your kids to go to daycare for a certain amount of time.
Yep.
Like, there are rules in place other than the cap at housing authority to get you the fuck up out of there. So it's just at this point where I feel like every time you do your recertification, because you have to do it once a year, I feel like when they bring you into the office, they should say,
what have you done?
Yeah, like,
right.
where's your
What have you
education?
done?
Where's the high school diploma, the GED? Like, what college courses are you taking? Like, it's just
exactly.
And the reason why I'm saying
just
that and passionate about that is because you are preventing women and men, young women and men like myself that need that help and that assistance.
Yes.
Because they are in a toxic environment, you know, and they need that. Even though they going from one environment to another, I still have my peace of mind. I just got to be in the house at a certain time because motherfuckers out there fighting or shooting, you know. But at least when I'm in the home, you know, at least, you know, it's just, you know.
But I do think when I came on, your first idea was a really good one. That, you know, they only can have it for 6 months. 6 months is a long time. And if you really on your grind, you're gonna be the found something.
And at least, I mean, at least a recertification. Like, that's my thing. Like, you need to, instead of doing, I mean, even if you do a yearly check, in that yearly check, like you said, they do yearly checks. If I'm over that, I'm gonna come to your house and be like, okay, what strides have you made?
If they put a time limit on it, motherfuckers will get busy. They will start taking advantage of the resources.
Right.
Like they did implement when I was there, like if you were a student, like, because I was a student, I was going to college, and so if you was like working 20 hours, well, no, if you was doing 20 hours of school, you had to work like part-time or something like that, or either you had to like volunteer, and so you had a certain amount of hours. I think it was maybe like 9 hours a month or 20 hours a month or something like that, where you had to volunteer, you had to have it like sign off on do community service. Like, there's girls right now that's just doing a community service, and like, I'm like, you could be working, like making money, but to each his own.
They take pride in that.
You know how they get out the projects? Because their baby father or the dude they're dealing with keep getting in fights. They keep getting in fights, and the police keep getting called around there, and that's how they get kicked out. That's it. So it's typically a guy. A guy is the reason why they end up getting kicked out.
Or they're there and they're not supposed
even
to
on
be
the
there.
list.
Right, that's what I'm saying. They're not even supposed to be there. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I don't know. That's just me though.
But thank you, Rachel, for tuning in. Danielle, do you want to do the last topic, or we good?
Yeah, we can do the last topic. I'm fine with that.
Look at her.
She got her cheese sticks. She happy now.
What was the next topic? What were y'all talking about when I came on?
We were
still talking about that same thing.
We're talking about women pressure. We got all off that topic.
All off the topic.
We've been talking for an hour. Like, we was talking about why Black women are pressured to be ride or dies. Like,
oh yeah, that's a good one.
You know what to think about that. But what Daniel, you were saying about because you was doing a transparency about your mom and your husband, like, you were saying not looking at it from a negative aspect of like dealing with thugs or whatnot, but just on the aspect of average men, where if they lose their job, you know, women still staying there and supporting them. Like, can they hold down the household until he get back on his feet? Right. But this is like when you was talking, this was my thing. I was like, it shouldn't be that hard for women to do that. But when you gave the example about him getting hurt and now he got to get short-term disability, so now he's not getting 100%, now he's getting 60% of his check. So she got to make up. She was bringing in 100%. Now she got to bring in 140 because to make up that other. Okay, this is my thought on that. And I feel like it all boils down to to finances.
Okay.
Rachel, if you're gonna stay on, can you mute your TV?
Okay, let me cut it off because this good.
Okay, so I think it all boils down to finances, which what I mean by that is like, I feel like you should have been putting money up anyway. I think we grew up on the saving money for a rainy day, and not only did it rain, drizzle, sleet, it was a tsunami, a hurricane, earthquake in 2020. So,
Yep.
and you know, back in the day, they used to say save anywhere. And I posted this a couple weeks ago. I was like, I think 2020 all taught us don't save 3 to 6 months. Now we need to save a year to 18 months. If not, just go ahead and save 2 years, 24 months. You know, so as far as that ride or die, and the woman taking up the slack from because he's disabled, you know, he's not bringing in the money. I feel like the money should have already been there anyway. And then, you know, you can dip into like your 401k, you know, to help pay bills, you know. So it shouldn't be that hard. So typically,
but you know that families, we know what should happen as far as saving, but a lot of times they just don't have it. They just don't have it, and they looking to continue to work, you know. And then he gets hurt. He doesn't get all the money. She just needs to be a woman that, okay, we used to have these luxuries. We're gonna take those luxuries out.
Absolutely.
So we can make sure we got what we need. This roof over our head, running water, electricity, so on and so forth. We can buy some groceries, and the rest of it can go until we're both at 100% again.
Absolutely. You're gonna have to make some sacrifices. You're gonna have to downsize. And downsizing not necessarily meaning like your the house, you know, you're going from a 5-bedroom to a 3-bedroom. Now it may be just selling one of the cars and taking the profits from the car and, you know, paying up bills for a couple months till he can get back on his feet. Or, you know, you might have to make some hard financial long-term decisions, such as taking your kids out of private school and putting them in public school. You know, cut back on getting your nails and your hair done and stuff. You know, like there's ways. Like you just gotta sit down, and if you can't think of none, if you're like so oblivious and like, oh my god, I can't think, pull up your bank statements. Pull up your bank statements, and you can see. Yeah, oh, it's there. It's most definitely there. And a lot of people is the freaking eating out a lot. Eating out a lot. I do people taxes, you know, and I be seeing like a lot of people eat out a lot, you know. And I'm just like, you know how many thousands of dollars you spend, you know? It's ridiculous. It's crazy. But
someone had asked a question.
What was it?
They said, would you hold your man down if he got 10 years in prison?
No.
It depends. It depends on our relationship.
What he went to prison for?
Yeah, what he went to prison for, his relationship, our relationship prior. And I know you're probably gonna be like, well, y'all was already together, so what could it be like? Maybe that was the Lord, God's sign said, Ashley, get out of that relationship. So I couldn't leave on my own, so God sent him away for me, you know. So it depends like the crime and how our relationship was prior to him being sentenced.
That's what it is. What did he go to jail for?
Huh?
I said that's what you came?
Yeah,
we can.
It sounds like he was asking me like that personally.
No, I'm saying that's for me. What did he go to jail?
Oh, okay. Well,
like if he murdered like, you know, 10 people.
I mean, are you seriously telling me that you will be, I don't know how to put this. Granted, he didn't do anything to you, but he did something that took him away from the family. You're going to stay waiting on him for 10 whole years?
Yeah, I would.
It depends. Like I said, what he did. Now ain't gonna be no relationship. Now I'll make him feel good, you know. I'll go see him whenever I get time, but I'll be like, we're gonna have to have that real talk conversation on the aspect of you know, like I'd rather we have a talk on visitation and say, look, I'll be here for you because you was here for me outside of this prison, but you know I'm moving on with my life. But I'll pick up when you call if I can. I'll put a little bit of money on your books, you know, when I can. But That's about it.
So
like,
now
and I try to keep a relationship with his
you
mom.
downgraded him from your man to your friend.
I mean, things happen in life. I mean, things happen.
I'm gonna be honest, and I guess this is just me playing the devil's advocate. But unless you went to jail for like trying to like protect your family or something like that, like say somebody broke into your house or was trying to harm your family member and you got rid of them, you know what I'm saying, and then they locked you up for that. I don't think there's any other reason that you should go to jail and have somebody stick by you.
Well, mothers, I've learned because I've had a couple people that I know that did time. Like mothers are the only ones that are obligated to stick by their children. And I've conversed with some
I'm talking about relationships though. That's what I'm talking about.
Right. Well, as far as relationships go, like I know somebody, like I recently cut somebody off like as a friendship or whatever. Because he's gonna be in there for a long time, I don't even like the accusations of what he's in there for, which is murder. And I was just like, I'm not dealing with that. Like, I have a business. I can't be associated and affiliated with some shit like that. Like, and then on top of that, like, how are you that angry? Like you said, Daniel, like, unless your life was in jeopardy, like, how are you that angry that you do that? Like, I'd be about to kill my own. Where was I coming from? I almost killed my own damn self because I didn't want to hit a goddamn possum. And he was in the road. So I knew I can't kill nobody. I'm about to be in the goddamn ditch. This episode wouldn't even happen because I almost get in the ditch because I swerved from hitting the possum and everybody looking at me like, really, bitch? You gonna kill all of us? I was like,
if you an animal, you going down.
It was a reflex though. It was a reflex. Like I didn't know, it was just, you don't want to hit nothing, but yeah. It depends. Like we wouldn't be in a relationship. So to answer that 10-year question, we wouldn't be in a relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend. We'd just be friends. And and I'll, I don't even want to really handle business on your behalf because they become needy.
Yeah.
Like that. Why you ain't pick up? Nigga, I ain't your girl. Like, so you just be cordial with their mother. And you pick up every now and then, you put your little $25 on the phone, you send him something, give him $50, $25, whatever. That's it. Every now and then. That's it. And then they be first off, what's Damon? They be having, I watch TV. They be having like 3-4 girlfriends. So they don't need me. So no, I ain't staying because they got 3-4 girlfriends. They got, they got a couple white chicks, I watch Love After Lockup.
If you was already with them and they go to jail and they have 3 to 4 girlfriends, they had them before they went to jail.
Okay.
And that's facts.
And when I see her, I'm gonna beat her ass.
He's stupid.
So now I'm going to jail because I'm like, he said you was his supervisor. Oh hell no.
Well, he might have been his supervisor.
I've been supervisor. No.
That probably was his supervisor. That's how I got started.
Listen,
trying to kiss up, literally.
Let me tell you something. It's gonna be ... on the I've Noticed podcast until I get out to my release date. I would be so pissed if a guy played me like that. Like I would be so mad. Like,
what if he was getting out of jail and you went to pick him up and his other girlfriend was there to pick him up too? Just take me down because I'm about to kill this girl. Lock me up. Right now.
Everything. It would take everything in me to not like have that out of body experience. Because of course you're gonna go like hood. You're gonna be like, I know this motherfucker ain't. Like I know he didn't. Like it's gonna take everything in me to like, Ashley, you got too much to lose. And then everybody gonna share my mugshot. They're gonna be like, ain't this Yummy Tummy? Like.
Dang, we ain't gonna get them dinners no more. That's all they gonna think of. It would
take everything in me. And then I don't know who came up with the phrase or whatever, but it was the trick yourself off the streets, which is that would be tricking myself off the streets because first off, my theory, niggas ain't shit anyway. So it would be like, how did you think any different, Ashley? Why would you think that he would be faithful and committed and da-da-da-da? But both of us at the same time come on, like that is so disrespectful. Like, at least lie to me, bro. Like, lie to me.
Like, hey, my mama coming to get me. You ain't gotta come.
But you know what
I see
happened?
you on that
Typically,
night.
from the stories that I've heard, with what you were saying, Daniel, typically how it works is somebody want to surprise them. Or
Yeah.
either they want to ride with the mama. Because the mamas be in on it too. The mamas ain't shit either. For the men who are incarcerated, the mothers know about all the girlfriends. They know.
I'm gonna send y'all this song. I'm gonna send y'all this song after this podcast that T-Pain had wrote about that, about the girl cheating on him and the parents knew.
Yeah, they know. Like my
That's
uncle,
crazy, bro.
you know how, like growing up, my uncle, I had so many aunties at the same time. Like I remember I got a beating one time. My mom beat me one time because I accidentally called one lady another name. Like I was a child. Like how the fuck I'm supposed to keep up with all these aunties? Like I never did that. I'm like, what the hell? Who does that? I was a
Oh man.
Who does that? Who beats it? Like
I didn't even know.
I didn't.
Why are you beating me?
So Cortney, back to the topic. What is your thought on a ride or die? You're doing it, you disagree with it, you understand it.
If we're talking about the definition that Daniel was describing earlier, I mean, to me that should be a given. So yeah.
I knew she was gonna say that.
Okay, so now that's what the realistic, like everyday type of. Let's talk about the hood. Let's go to the hood where the drug dealer want a girl to be his ride or die. How do you feel about that?
What we mean by that though? I need in depth.
So she's
so
a
basically
regular.
You got a guy selling coke and you know he sell coke, but he want to take care of you. He rich, but he end up going to jail for 25 years because he got 25 keys on him.
Well, hold on now. I'm riding because YummyTummy got a restaurant. We got 3 food trucks. I'm a franchise. I ain't wearing synthetic hair no more. It's gonna be all human. I'm riding. Fuck that. I'm riding. And I'm doing back to school giveaways. Like mine gonna be the best one in Marion County. You know, I'm riding. Money make you think. You know what I mean?
I guess.
You know,
that's the reason why the men that cheat that are rich cheat.
I mean, yeah, but they do. But then also at the same time, they got more options anyway. So even regular men that don't have money cheat. So so it really doesn't matter. Like I think it really all boils down to
but the women stay when they rich. That's what I'm saying. They heal up like Wolverine when they'll be hurt. And then he'll buy her that $20,000 ring, and they'll be like, "Okay, I forgive you."
Let me tell you what my cousin said. At first, I thought she was crazy for this, but with some recent experiences that happened in my life, I understand why she said what she said, which was not to put her business out there too much, but her boyfriend of a long time, common law marriage, long time, he ain't shit. Basically, I feel like medically diagnosing him with my no medical degree. I think he's a nympho. He's a sex addict. So therefore, he can't really control his penis and his thoughts, right? So basically, he's fucking everything. So she attempted to, but she said something that I thought was like, girl, what? She said after doing her thug thizzle, she was like, actually, it's just better to wipe his dirty dick off and bring him on back in the house. At least I know what I'm dealing with.
Wow.
At first, I said that too. I shook my head. I said the wow. I was like, girl, please. But because I'm out here and I'm conversing with the purpose of finding someone to build a life with, these niggas ain't shit. So it's literally like, I kind of get where she coming from, which is at least you know what you're dealing with, and he takes care of the house. He do this, he do that, he do. So it's kind of like what you were saying, Daniel, with the money thing. I mean, he ain't got money like that. He's a regular, schmegular, guy, but average guy. But he was taking care of responsibilities. And then the guys that she was bumping into, it was like alcoholics, riding a bicycle, moped drop, cutting off on the side of the road, ain't staying with their mama,
what you're saying.
So basically she had men to compare him to, but my thing was, you know, because I don't like overstepping boundaries, you know. But my thing was, I feel like she probably should date outside the city, you know, be more exposed. Because there's more men that do have cars and better jobs, and you know, but typically they married. So that's why I come up with the concept, Cortney, where I was like, I think we just gonna have to share these men.
The men that gravitate to you is what you attract for a reason.
That's not true though. That's not true. I gotta stop you there, because even when you say what you're looking for, they don't care. Y'all know how I feel about tea. I have men that still be in my inbox and be like,
what are we doing, Ashley?
But the difference between you with that, Ashley, and the reason why you proved my point is because you don't give them a chance.
I did give somebody a chance. They got
no. What I'm saying,
one person a chance.
No. What I'm saying, this is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is
the other ones.
What I'm saying is, I'm not saying that to give them a chance. I'm saying the men that a lot of times for women, if you see them like, okay, like a woman that always going through something, she's always hurt, she always dealing with cheaters, and then like you'll see a similarity in every man she had dated. There is a trait in every single man that she had dated that's there's a through line. That's why I make that statement. Like the men that you attract, there's females that got 3 different baby daddies, and all them niggas could probably be brothers because they so similar. You know what I'm saying? It's the type of man that you attract is what you allow. You don't allow that.
Well, that part, the A word, I will say that. Allow and accept. Yeah. So any man can come to me on some whatever he wants from me type of vibes, but it's my decision on the allowance and the acceptance of what will he go past this part right here. Exactly. And 9 times out of 10, they don't go past the hey, how you doing? You know.
But for most women, they do go far past
a lot of women they do. Trust me. I've gotten called names. Remember when we was talking about Cortney about the aggressiveness, like when you be like, oh no, thank you. Well, damn it, you know. So sometimes you have to give them a fake number or something just so you know they won't be super crazy. But you know, I mean, I don't think I put your internet connection is unstable. You a lie.
Yeah, you cut out real bad just now. No, you cleared up, but you did cut out real bad just now. It's probably because of that storm.
Well, I guess it was unstable, yeah. Like my relationships. But anyway, so
I can't with you.
I just think this is my thing. Like, I don't know. Like, I understand energy is important. I feel like guys disrespect me because I don't feel like I give off the energy that. I thought that I gave off energy like come to me correct, you know, like you need to have your shit together.
That's why they disrespect you though.
You can't come to me like I'm a typical transparency. You can't come to me like I'm a typical fat chick. Like I got high self-esteem. I look, I'm cute. I got money. I have a car. I don't stay in the hood. Like you should come to me. Low key, I'm a bad bitch. I'm just gonna say it. Low key, I'm a bad bitch. You know what I'm saying? But
period.
they don't come to me like that. Like, it's just weird. Like, I'm confused. Then again, you know how they come to me? I'm just gonna say it. They come to me like I am a businesswoman. They do come to me on that. They come to me like I just want to have a good time. You understand what I mean?
That's usually how it be.
Like I just want to have a good time. And I try to put myself in that mindset, like, could I mean, not with the ones that, you know, that come to me, like, especially local niggas, because I don't talk to nobody local, like, ain't happening. If you within a 30-mile radius, it ain't happening, so don't waste your time, you know, but, because if I can pull up and see you at a gas station or in Walmart, it ain't happening, you know. You would never sit under a tree or stand in front of a gas station and talk about me at all. So yeah, I just guys come to me on like some good time type shit. Like we ain't fucking. If we ain't making money, we ain't nothing we gonna do. So I mean, no. I feel disrespected by that because I thought I put out the energy of like, bro, at least have a car. You ain't got no care. But what it is because women accept them without transportation.
Exactly.
They accept them without a lot of stuff.
They do. And it's falling back on me. And then when I'm like, okay, well, do you have a GED, a high school diploma? How many kids do you have? Who do you stay with? Damn, is this an interview? Nigga, get your ass out my inbox. Like, go, just go. Like, they get mad with me because you ain't got your shit together. How you get mad with me because you ain't got your life together?
Oh, well, maybe
It's
you
intimidation.
should change the way maybe you should change the way you approach these things. You don't run a list down to him right then.
But we too grown. We really too grown for that. We really
you should
too
already
grown
have
for
that stuff already, though.
Yeah, we really too grown for that. And the thing is, that's the whole point of getting to know somebody. Like that's where people fail at. They don't want to talk and actually get to know somebody. Yeah, those are questions that I am trying to get to know you. Yeah, it's gonna make a decision on whether I want to continue this or not. But at the end of the day, I want to know more. I'm 27 years old. I want to know more than what's your favorite color. I don't really care what your favorite color is. I want to know, can you cook? You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't stand
You
that.
know what? You know what they do though? Let me tell you what they do. What one guy did. He asked me, what's my favorite flavor ice cream? I was like, ooh. And I was like, that's different because guys don't listen, because guys don't act stuff like that. It's usually us women that act stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
He was slick. He's a slick little motherfucker. Let me tell you something. what he did was he asked me my favorite flavor ice cream. I told him. And he was like, he said, yeah, I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna see you this. I'm gonna get that because I'm gonna lick that all up off of you. I said, see, that's what I'm talking about.
Wow.
Intentions.
You don't even know what you don't even know I like to let my cereal sit in my milk for a little bit. Like I don't like, you know how some people like pour the
let it soften up just a little bit.
I like mine a little soggy. You know, like I'm like, you don't even know
you crazy.
Do you think maybe because you do a lot of your meeting like on the the chat line or whatever?
On the web?
Yeah.
So like when you think of like in a normal, like in a real setting, like these questions come up in a matter of like an hour and a half, like during dinner. Like they're not just back to back to back. So that might be it too.
But see, that's the thing though. I'm fluent with how to. I know I'm telling y'all this way. It's not
Ashley, if you found out that a man was divorced and still living with his separated wife in a matter of 26 minutes, you not doing a simple flow of question. I'm sorry.
This is what it was. This is what happened.
But my thing is, if you got good intentions, why does that bother you? Why does the questions bother you? It's intimidation.
I'm just getting on the phone with you. Why?
Yeah. Okay, so what we gonna talk about?
We could talk about anything. I'm just saying the way that I'm saying there's a way to do it. And Ashley said that she has a flow of it.
The right way.
Like normally all the questions Ashley asked, people would ask these questions in a matter of an hour and a half on a date. In 26 minutes, she had got to this man's personal life to where she found out that he was divorced, he was still living with him, that he still got benefits. Think about all the stuff that she asked.
No. This is what happened. This is what happened. Because most of the 26 minutes, he was talking. All you got to do is let a motherfucker talk. He was just
he'll tell on himself.
He was, and that's exactly. I was just sitting back. I was in my recliner. I was just like, oh really?
So okay. Walk me through the conversation before he started.
Okay, so first off, my greeting on the line is very specific. I get a lot of men that hit me up because I ain't selling pussy up there. And they let me know that because they be like, oh, so you just a regular girl. Like, you're not up here wanting your bills paid. I was like, no, because I got my own money. Like, I don't, So he messaged me. We talked. I gave him my fake phone number. I got off the line. I gave my fake phone number. We was talking. And so he asked me, he said, are you single? And I was like, yeah, like, duh, I'm up here. Yeah, I'm single. I said, what about you? He was like, I'm divorced. And that's when I said, the black people divorced or white people divorced? And he was like, I'm divorced. What is that? And then I explained it to him. He was like, oh, well, I'm black people divorced. And so I was like, so how long has it been? And then he did say something that was true. He was like, well, you got to separate for a year. And then that's when he just started. He was going in on her. He was just like, yeah, because this bitch, you got to be careful about that. You got to listen how a man, because take in mind, this is also the mother of his child. The child ain't number 2. I found that out within 20. Child number 2. So his anger, it was anger, it was love, it was hurt, he had a lot of emotions when he was talking about her, right?
Mhm.
And so the first thing I was like, he ain't over her, but I didn't express that. I said he still love her, he still want to be with her. And so I let him finish saying what he was saying, and then he was like, I said, you should work it out with her. You should figure it out, because you know I watched Kevin Samuels and stuff, whatever. I said, don't be a home wrecker. Go back to her. I said, because she's as good as it's gonna get for you, brother. Because he's 39 and she's 31, and she's the one with the career in the army and all this other stuff. He's talking about the perks and stuff. You know, basically what she was giving him and providing him with her army lifestyle is typically what men in the army give to women. And so I said, you about 40, you got the kid. I can tell you still love her. You know, you might as well just go back and work it out. Oh no, I gotta take a paternity test. I don't even know if that's mine. I'm like,
Wow.
and then he was like, and she ain't giving me my $1,200 a month to pay for where I need to stay at. I'm like, everything he just kept saying was like all the reasons of why he should hire his own attorney and get a divorce. Like, go ahead with that, because they'd already been separated, living apart for over a year. So he was just talking. So I said, he was like, oh, I want to see you. I want to meet you. I want to take you out and stuff. When can I come down there? I was interested. I said, well, I have a rule. I don't let men come to my house right off bat. I need to come to theirs, because I need to see if you really who you are. That's when he also said, oh, well, I'm living with a woman right now, but we just friends and da da da. I'm like, I said, so how? I said, wait a minute, you damn near 40, still married, still in love with this woman, working under the table. He ain't really got even a real job, working under the table for a moving company. And you living with a woman, your friend. I said, so you clearly up here trying to date or either fuck something, right? So I said, so how is when you dating somebody, where they gonna go? This is what really sealed the deal. He said, oh, I got a homeboy, I got a brother where I can go use his house whenever I want to deal with a woman. Then that mean that ain't your motherfucking roommate, nigga. That ain't your roommate. Why, if you lay your head there and you paying rent there, why would you take me to a man's house to have a date with me? Because that's your girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Why would he, Cortney?
No, I'm not denying that. I'm not saying that. My point was, I was just saying like how the questions like you didn't go through.
That's how it came up. He asked me, was I single? I said yes. I said, are you single? He said, I'm divorced. And that's how it all started. And then when he said, I said, black people divorced. And then that's when he just kept on talking. And I was just
told on himself, because if you divorced, you're single.
I was just adding up the questions.
Maybe that specific thing wasn't a good one to go based off of, but I'm saying like you asking question after question after question, like it is like an interview. You're not letting it just flow. Like you're not.
Oh, it does flow. See,
but the thing
we're
is,
gonna do an experiment.
at this point in time, I'm sorry, and I guess I just agree with Ashley on this. Like we're not at a place where things need to necessarily flow. Like,
no, but Paul, hold up, pause. I know what you're about to say. Hold up, no. But I actually do let it flow. I do.
It does need to flow, because you can answer you can match all the boxes that I want you to check. If we don't have a nice flow of a conversation, if we don't have a good vibe, what's the fucking point?
Oh, that's what you're talking about, like a flow of conversation.
The whole flow of the conversation has to go good. If I feel like you're just asking me questions, not necessarily trying to get to know me, just trying to know certain key points. Because I mean, if you're sitting there saying, do you have a job? Do you have a car? I can tell that you're checking off your checkbox. Like you're checking off the things on your list.
I don't necessarily see nothing wrong with that.
But this is the thing. Before they even get to me, that's on my greeting though. Like you should already know what I'm about before you even come to me. Before you even, and you know what I noticed? They don't even listen to my whole greeting. When they get to me, they be like, "How old are you, nigga?" That's one of the first things I said. What? How many kids you got? I don't have no kids. And I said, then that's when it frustrates. And I said, "Did you listen to my greeting?" I'ma be real. Your voice sexy. I ain't listening to. I'm like, click, because that lets me know right then and there. Which Cortney, you probably gonna have a problem with that. But I hang up on them right then and there. I disconnect the conversation because I'm like, if you're not listening to a 2-minute greeting, you're not gonna listen to me. Period. You only contacted me because my voice got your dick hard.
Maybe you just had a nice voice.
Okay.
Maybe it wasn't a whole dick hard thing. Maybe you just had a nice voice. I'm not saying
You
that's not a
you clearly playing devil's advocate right now, Cortney.
It is.
She is. She really is.
Yeah. I'm just saying it's possible. I'm just saying I really would.
Listening to Cortney got my heart broke back in 2020, fourth quarter. Listening to Courtney and Keista got my heart broken.
We did not.
Spartanburg broke me down. I lost at least 3 pounds.
No.
How many?
3.
No. Don't put this out on the internet. We did not tell her to talk to that man.
Not on the internet.
No, I remember that conversation because you said Cortney said, "Why don't you give him a chance?"
No.
Screenshot and circle the missing tooth area.
I can go back in the messages right now. Me and Keista did not say. Keep talking to this man over and over and over again. That's all we said get past the teeth. That's all we were talking about. He can get attention. He can fix it. That's all we were saying.
I really had hopes for this guy. Like I was just
not blame that on me and Keista.
I wasted so much. I wasted a good 60 days on this guy. Like it was just, and we would talk every day. And video chat.
You liked them, didn't you?
I did. I was making up.
But it was his teeth.
No, it was him fucking married. That's what it was. He was married.
Is that the one from something?
No, he's from Spartanburg.
That's what I meant. The one from Spartanburg. I remember he told me that story. Oh.
Yeah, the one who father was a lawyer, a judge. Yeah. Mama was a nurse and
you never could go to his house because he was making up some type of reason why you could never go to his house.
Exactly. So I'm like, and then when he was supposed to come down for Christmas, he was like, "Oh, I got to put my car in the shop because it's a recall on my car." I'm like, "Well, then you talk about you spending hundreds and thousands of dollars on this and that, like, so you can't get a $200-300 rental to come see the love of your life, like, bro, get the fuck out of here, like." So that was the final straw for me. And then he talking about he got in a wreck in it. Like niggas just be coming up with listen, my book is fire and I'm dropping names. So I'm probably gonna have to have my attorney like be on deck. Because I'm releasing all the names first and last. And I got pictures of to prove that I did talk to these men because I do screenshots.
You gonna put it in the book? Is it gonna be a picture book? You should make it a you should make it a picture book.
I should to prove that
that ain't made up.
Yeah, like, we really did talk.
This is not based on a true story. This is a true story.
Even down to Courtney when them was like, "Don't ruin his wife's birthday," because I was like,
I remember that.
That was evil.
That was wrong. I agreed with them on that one. I agree with them on that one because you had asked my opinion on that. I agree with them on that one. We don't need no hello, Barbara. This is Shirley. Happy birthday, by the way.
But that's the thing. Like she gave me vibes of like it really wouldn't matter. Like I could not can tell, but the way how smooth he was and how long he carried it on, she gave me vibes of like if I told her, she'd probably be like, "Oh, okay, like you ain't the first."
She probably know. She probably know about you.
Mm-hmm. Well, I doubt that.
She might have been on the phone and be like, "Girl, I already know your name and what you look like."
I doubt that, because if that was the case, then that would be some open relationship type stuff. Or even he would have been like, because even on that line, that chat line, I have had guys or women that have hit me up and asked me for a threesome, like, and I'm like, I ain't doing that. I don't do stuff like that. Yeah,
wow.
Look, Katina said, yes, you really have to interview these days. Hold up, what did he say? He said, I said golden gals. I feel like I've been ripped off because I got my Zoom call yet for. Oh, he talking about the background.
Talk about Cortney.
I can't.
Damon said, I said golden girls. I feel like I've been ripped off because I ain't got my Zoom call yet for guessing Fresh Prince, and now niggas trying to trick me out of $5.
Yeah, he did guess it.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't I see none of those comments?
Go out and come back in. But then again, you probably still wouldn't be able to see it. But
What's the last
Yeah.
question?
Okay, Katina did say you do have to interview these days. I agree. You do. That to not waste your time. All right.
I'm
So the last
telling you got to.
the last question. Don't let nobody make you feel. Don't let nobody make you feel guilty. I'm on the call. I'll call you back later.
Oh Lord.
I can't stand somebody. You know what irks me? We're gonna talk about this on the topic. People that owe you money, but then they post on Facebook like they out to eat and stuff like that. Make you want to pull up on them and be like, give me this damn plate, this shrimp and grits.
Yeah, I'm laughing because that does happen to me quite often.
All right, so the last question is submissiveness. Black women, are we resisting or we want respect? And the reason why that question or topic came about is because I've been seeing a lot of, well, a guy asked me through the little Facebook dating thing, he asked me, was I submissive? And I said, what's your definition of submissive? And so he told me, and basically the way he described it to me, it was controlling. Because he was like, he said, for now, I would have to ask him, when can I eat? When can I do this? When can I do that? How can I? And I was like, he said, but as we grow and I start trusting you, then you won't have to ask me for that stuff. And in my head, I was like, who the fuck would enter into something like this? And then on top of that, he already had 4 kids. So
when can I eat?
Yeah. And so and I know that that's not all submissive things, but then also you know, you have the regular submissive where I don't know, but so yeah, so my thing is, I think as a Black woman and then dealing with other Black women and knowing other Black women, and Rachel, you can confirm, you know, with your experience, when Black women hear the word submissive, do we automatically be like, oh, like anxiety or something? Because you know that like a guy is going to take it as controlling you type of thing. So do we resist against submissiveness, or are we just wanting respect when it comes to submissiveness? What do you think, Rachel?
Well,
give us some wisdom.
Unfortunately, you know, I'm gonna be honest.
It was just been pouring down the last 30 minutes.
I don't like any man to use that word when referencing me.
Okay.
Because I feel like what you said earlier, basically he's trying to control you. He almost wants to treat you like you're his child that needs to ask for everything that they want to do or want to eat or want to see, where to go, who to see, who to talk to. I can't do that. But, you know, I've had conversations with people that I consider to be older and wiser. It's not necessarily that. It's going to have to be the right man. But it's not that. It's just that you're letting that man be the head of his house and take care of you. And you're not being somebody that's questioning all the time. I don't think I would want, in this day and age, I want a partner that considers me to be equal and we discuss things and make decisions after we've done the pros and cons. But some men are still like, it's my way or the highway. We're going to do it like this. You don't really have an opinion about it. So I don't know.
So do you think that the more independent we are as women, Black women, does that make it harder for us to be submissive?
Yes. Especially
so now, is that a bad thing or is that a good thing?
I mean, unfortunately, it's neither. Women, we have to go out and either become successful, become paraprofessionals, and take care of ourselves, because a lot of our men are doing other things or either getting killed. Okay? Look around and see if, you know, even on the college campuses, when I went to school, there were like 9 or 10 girls to every one guy.
Hence, going back to you, we're gonna have to share these men.
But it's just, the pickings are really, really thin out there to find what's equally helpful for you.
Well, see, that's the thing, listening to the Kevin Samuels YouTube page, he said that we're considered modern women because we make more money and we got this like equally yoked type of attitude. And, I have my, I'm not up there like, oh, you got like the simple stuff that I asked for is really simple: teeth, a car, transportation, a job, but no, it's hard. It's hard finding somebody with teeth. Like, it's hard. But so he says that us modern women, we overvalue ourselves, so a lot of women want men that make the same amount of money that they make, which will, if you don't, then let's say making $60,000. Like, I want a guy that makes 60 or more. But what if a guy that is equally yoked only makes 40,000? Some women be like, oh no, I can't do that, and then they bypass him, but he could have been for her, because of the finances. I don't think that 20 difference, because that's another thing, that $20,000 difference, I wouldn't let that make me not talk to him, okay. Because in my head, I'm a business person. I know what to do to help him to make him equally the amount that I make, if not more. But then that's what he said, that's the problem. He said that's the problem with us independent women today. What if that man is comfortable, satisfied, happy with making his 40,000? Then here come your ass acting like a man, coming in wanting to fix him up and make him add an extra 20,000 to his salary. He fine doing what he want to do. Let that man be. And I was like, interesting.
But he can't have it both damn ways now. He can't have it to where
is your microphone covered? Your microphone?
For me?
Yeah, it sounds like you're like in a cup.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what's wrong.
She might need to leave and come back.
It's still bad.
Okay, adjust your hand a different way. Your hand might be covering the mic because you were flying like not too long ago.
Yeah.
I don't know. I took my hand off of it altogether.
Did you plug it in?
Yeah, because my battery was up.
That could be it. Yeah, that could be it.
Can you come out and come back in?
All right.
Okay. But in the meantime, one of y'all want to take the question?
I'll say if I can.
Okay.
You don't mind, Cortney, or do you want to go?
Oh no, go ahead.
Read the question again.
The question is submissiveness. Are Black women resisting the submissiveness of a man asking for submission, or do we just want respect?
I think that I heard a quote and it made a lot of sense. And it said that a woman, if you're obviously everything has to line up. I hate to say that, but it has to line up with women. And if the woman that you're with feels like you're doing what you're supposed to do, they're gonna naturally submit. You know what I'm saying? Not submit under. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying they're gonna naturally let the man lead. A lot of times a woman is resisting because they don't feel like he's doing what he's supposed to do.
They don't feel comfortable.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then I don't even say necessarily it's comfortability. It's more so for the sake of marriage or something like that. Like, they're gonna be outspoken if they feel like, okay, yeah, you could make more money. You know what I'm saying? If we're sitting here living paycheck to paycheck and you have credentials to make more, you might be content, but you can't be content when you're trying to add more mouths to the bills. You know what I'm saying? Like to the table. So I feel like they'll naturally submit if you're doing what you're supposed to do as a man for that woman. Now, there are some women that you just can't please. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just a natural thing. There are just some women that, you know, you might fall in love with a woman that's just above your pay grade, and that's just what it is. You can't afford her, don't try to get her. I hate to say it like that, but
no, I mean that's just what
you know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. So I do think that women resist when they feel like they're not being led. I want to say one thing. I don't want to compare y'all to horses. Okay. So please don't crucify me.
I don't know what you about to say about leading the horse to a water.
No, not water.
Okay.
I'm just giving a
Look
scenario.
Courtney ready.
Yeah, like what?
I was trying to figure out where this is going. I was like, horses.
I just wanted to say that before. I told the story. I learned how to ride horses at like 14 years old.
Okay.
And the guy that was teaching me how to ride a horse, he says, "You're doing really good, but this horse is older than you." Okay. He has a really good experience with people, especially young people riding horses. If you don't lead him how I tell you to lead him, it's gonna resist. And I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna ride him. So I rode him, and I was holding on to the reins too tight. He snatched at his neck so the reins could be loosened up. What did he do? He resisted. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Because he was not being handled correctly.
Yeah.
That's what my point was. If you, a lot of men they expect the woman to just, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if that makes sense or not, but
it did. It I thought it was going left, but it came back.
No, I wasn't trying to. That's why. That's why I made the disclaimer. That's the reason why I made the disclaimer, because I knew I wasn't even going to be able to get it out. Ashley and Cortney's going to be like, "Hold on, let me stop you right there. Let me stop you right there."
No, more. Okay, so Cortney, how do you feel about it? Like, are we as Black women that are independent and everything, are we resisting these men when they ask for submission to be submissive, or are we just like, no, I just want respect?
I think that a lot of men are asking for women to be submissive when they're not who they like. How do I say this?
Basically, like what I was saying is what you're getting ready to say a different way.
Don't, just say it. Just say it.
No, I just don't know how to say what I was like. I'm basically saying like they're not qualified to be submissive too. And a lot of people don't really get that. And I was thinking about what you were saying just now. I don't know why this never connected to me before when people have said this, when they're like, when you're doing what you're supposed to do, the submission will come naturally. Because don't get me wrong, I think there's maybe levels to it, because I'm the type of person, I think we've talked about this many times, I'm not the type of person who's going to be a stay-at-home mom. I'm not going to be like, I'm going to work, I'm going to have my opinions, I'm going to have to, like, we're doing this together. Like, you bringing your stuff to the table, I'm bringing mine right along. We're going to have, you know, whatever we're cooking to eat that day. But my thing is, I'm trying to say it without saying it.
Yeah, just spit it out.
Being specific about who should I say. But when you're in a position to where that person is like nowhere near where you need them to be, you're not going to be submissive. Even when they start trying to act, or even when they first beginning to like starting like to get to where they need to be. And I'm not talking about like some like big thing like, you know, moving on up to be a manager. I'm talking about like the most basic things. When those things are not happening, it's hard for a woman, and not even just a Black woman, it's hard for a woman to even think about being submissive to them, because you're not, if I get submissive, then it's nothing. We're going nowhere. Like I'm stumbling over my words.
Then that sounds like you need to drop it all together. Like you're wasting your time, because somebody got to lead. And then if you're saying that you was the leader of that relationship, which that's not even how it's supposed to go. Like the man is supposed to, you know, according to tradition and everything, you know.
But yeah, but basically, yeah, that I don't know why, because I think if things had been different, submission would have been a lot easy for me. I mean, I have no problem being submissive with certain things. Like, if you want to build something, like say we go to IKEA, right?
Okay.
We just keep furniture. I'm gonna let you lead on that. I ain't got no business trying to tell you what to do with that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, like, it all depends on what it is. I think there's a balance. There has to be some type of balance.
And you know
And
what?
I also think there's a miscommunication with the word submissive, because I feel like you can still be submissive to your husband, and your husband can still lead, and he can still include you in and your input in on the plans. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think a lot of people think, well, if I'm gonna be submissive, he makes all the decisions. And that's absolutely not. Like, me personally, I don't agree with that. I feel like, okay, if I don't, like, same thing, we go to IKEA, right? And I'm like, all right, babe, like, you want the white couch, or because I like the white couch, but you want the brown couch. And you might be like, I don't know, babe, we got kids. That's gonna make me think, okay, we need to get a brown couch because these niggas gonna spill something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like a lot of people that think submission is he's gonna be behind me. Like, my wife is gonna be behind me. No, my wife's gonna be besides me. She's gonna be next to me. You know what I'm saying? And she can still submit as long as I'm doing what I'm supposed to do.
If we're speaking in that sense, then yeah, I don't have a problem with doing that, as long as the person that I'm being submissive to is
doing what he's supposed to do.
Someone who deserves that.
Yeah. And you trust their judgment, and you can go on blind. 100%. Like, when a guy try to surprise you, put his, hands over your eyes, you don't mind walking. You be like, oh, this gonna be good. Like, you excited about it. But when a guy who ain't working, who ain't got no GED, no car, no nothing, and he put his hands over my eyes, I'm like, fuck is you doing? What? No, I don't trust you. Like, 'cause you don't know what's gonna happen there. But using the your IKEA analogy, Cortney.
I done started something. Look at me.
No, listen, because when you was talking, when we all talk, it inspires us, it make us think, right? And so I was like, when you was like, you would let him build, automatically I was like, I'm grabbing the directions, like the instructions, because I'm like, because men don't be reading. Yep. And I'm just like, okay, babe, so we're doing it together, but I'm on the instructions because I know this nigga ain't reading. He's just gonna be like, all right, this look like it go right here. And then next thing you know, I sit my big ass in and I'm on the floor because he ain't do it right, So that was my thought. I was like, oh, I'm always I'm that woman. I'm like, all right, babe, like, we're gonna do it together, but give me the instructions because I know you're not reading them, So you just want to
I got some questionable stuff built in this office right now. I got some stuff that's gonna fall.
I would hope anyone building something will at least read the directions.
I look at the pictures.
Listen, that's how I do now. Honestly, I'm like that. At first,
I look at the pictures.
Because I've been independent for so long and had several different apartments moving and stuff. So I've always like put shit together. I used to read, but now I'm just like, this look like it go right.
We just got this little shoe rack bench thing that I'm gonna try to put together, right?
Good luck.
And it don't have directions. It just has pictures and labels. That's it.
Oh, like A, B, C.
Yeah, like literally that's it.
I like those better than the instructions though, because you can actually see what it's supposed to look like.
I don't know. I'm the type of learner where I have to understand why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
That's my only thing.
Yeah. All right.
So ladies, y'all are saying that if you were successful women having, whether it be come out of college, Ashley's a business owner. She's been doing several different things, and you have been making it happen for yourself because you've had relationships, you've had men friends, boyfriends, whatever you want to call them, in that span, but they were never. You never went to them and asked, hey, my garbage disposal has stopped working. Can you get somebody over here to fix it for me? And he take 10 days and still ain't nobody over there. Listen. You go out and you handle it on your own and get it fixed. And then he wants to come back and say, I told you I was going to do it. Why you do that?
Let me tell you.
Women bad about that too. Don't worry about it. I do it myself.
Okay, both of y'all just did something. I'm gonna say the first thing I'm gonna say. Okay, well, quickly, don't worry about it, do it myself. Danielle, we was in we was in on a cruise, the Bahamas or whatever, and we was doing a tour, and the guy opened the door and he held out his hand because I'm short. He held out his hand to help me down. I literally said, "I got it," and he said, "Okay, ma'am." With his accent, I was like, "I'm doing it. I'm doing it and fucking get out my way over here, and I'm doing this independent shit." And I was just, "I got it." What is wrong with me? Okay, that's one story. And then Rachel, you said something. One of my sneaky links or whatever. He came over the other night, and he was like, because he ain't been over here in a long time, and so he came in my office, and I was like, "Oh, don't go in there." And I was like, "You still ain't put up the ceiling fan." And it pissed me off. It pissed me off because I was like, "You know what?" I said, "You ain't put up the ceiling fan." And I was like, "Go home. I don't want to talk to you no more." Like, I ruined the night. Technically, he ruined the night because I was like, "This motherfucker still ain't put up my ceiling fan." And it hit me. I was like, "Oh my God. I asked you to do one damn thing and you ain't do it, but yet you want me to flip off a goddamn roof and no. And it pissed me off.
I have a question. I got a question for y'all ladies. I know we gotta go, but it's pertaining to the last question. What? So say you guys are, you're already successful in Jesus' name, but say you guys are making say you guys are making $150,000 a year on your job, okay?
Okay.
And you meet a really good man. Y'all go on a couple dates. He takes care of the dates and everything. Y'all starting to talk towards a relationship, and then say, for instance, y'all have the financial conversation, and he tells you I only make $65,000 a year. Mm-hmm. So that's almost half of what you know what I'm saying, or a quarter of what you're making or whatever. Will it be difficult for you to submit to him if he makes substantially less than you?
I can answer this very quickly. It wouldn't be a problem for me because I live a modest lifestyle. So typically by that time, everything in my life is already done paid for or damn near about to be paid for. And then by him coming into my life and, wanting to be together and starting a family, then that means we need to grow, get bigger, like a bigger home and stuff. So we would have that financial conversation like, okay, are we adding on to where I currently live, or do you want to build something together? Which most men want to build together. So that's when I'd be like, can you afford it? So automatically, because my lifestyle is already regular. So his money wouldn't affect me anyway.
So you wouldn't, but it wouldn't affect your submission is basically what you're saying?
No.
Okay.
So his character and him being a man's man, like knowing how to fix stuff, do that. Like, is he respected in his community, in his neighborhood? Is he loved by family? Or is he the one where they be like, "Oh God, they go Daniel. Everybody put your pocket," like you the begging, relative. Yeah. Just use you as example. Like, are you the one that's always asking for $20 or borrowing somebody's car? Like,
borrow $20 to the bar.
Right. So that's what would make me, which I feel like women need to do deep background checks on these men, like, because you might be dealing with a cornball, But
somebody asked me the other day, talking about still submission, but they asked, well, hey, you make 150,000. This, and I'm just taking this from Daniel.
Okay.
And he makes 65,000. Are you guys having a joint bank account? And if so, is the money both of y'all's, or is it just he got to make sure he monitors that he don't take out more based on his $65,000?
That's a good question.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Coming from a man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I have no problem making less than my wife. Full disclaimer, but her money's gonna be hers and mine's gonna be mine. Now, when I ask for something, you know what I'm saying? Because no matter what, if you ask me for something, I'm gonna try to get it for you. So like when don't throw that up in my face. Like, keep
talking.
You know what I'm saying? So that would be me. Like I would want both. I would want a joint, and she could have her own, and I could have my own. You know what I'm saying? Because here's also my thing. I'm really I really believe in like gifts and stuff. Like that's not really my love language, but like if I want to take out, say I want to take out $3,000 out of the bank account to give my wife a birthday gift, I don't want her to know what I'm spending that on. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like,
But let me ask you a question. Would she have access to your personal account and you have access to hers? Or do you say no, that's my business and yours is your business?
I would not say access. I would say, I mean, if I'm marrying you, I'm an open book. So I don't care what you see is in my account, but I wouldn't necessarily, you could be a beneficiary if something happens to me, you know, as far as like the liquidation of the account,
But
you know, the money,
she can't
but
go.
you ain't touching my money. That's what the joint account is for. But that's what the joint account is for, Miss Rachel. You know what I'm saying? That is what the joint, you touch what's in here, because I ain't gonna touch yours. You know what I'm saying? That no, you can see what's in it. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you see how much money's in there. But as far as you being able to grab and transfer and all of that, I don't know. I don't know about that. I'd have to think about that.
Well, my answer to that would be for marriage purposes, I guess you could do a joint, but only the joint account is gonna have bills. That's bill money.
Yeah.
But personally, I feel like I don't even want to do no joint account. Personally and professional, I don't want to do a joint account. Just give me your half of the money. Let's say the bill's $2,000 a month, because I'm responsible. Men are usually not responsible. Like women, we like to have our bills automatically deducted. You know what I'm saying? Are you like we got a calendar? It beats 2-3 days before. Men don't do that. They be, damn, you know, now you done, as Judge Lynn told off divorce court, she called it the stupid tax, which is you got a late fee. Now that's $25-$35 more than the original bill. So I don't even want to do no joint account. Like, leave me alone about that. So future, don't ask me about that. Just give me your half and it's gonna get taken care of. And I agree with Daniel. You're not going on my personal account. Now if we got a business, well, I don't even want to do that. I ain't gonna lie. Okay, I don't want to mix money up with men. I'm sorry.
I mean, but you can't. How can you be submissive and not bring what's yours and his come and be together as one?
You can still do that. You can still do that by having separate bank accounts. Because at the end of the day, it's this. Like, there's so many money transfer things. Like, we sitting there, we're at the table, and my card is on the phone bill, and you're paying half the phone bill. Okay, just cash at me your half. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's simple. The only reason why I would be okay with a joint bank account is for the bills, and it that would help me budget, because I don't. That's why I also say, like, I don't care what she sees in my account, because not necessarily she can touch it, but she can see what's in my account to help me with the money. I'm the man. Just like you said, the woman is with that bill stuff. I almost forgot to pay a bill today. My phone would have been off.
Yeah,
you know
ideally, my thing would be I'd have my own account. He would have he would have his, and then we would have a joint bank account for like household.
Yeah, household stuff, big purchases. So if we are going to IKEA, we could put our money in that. So we swapping one card. You know what I'm saying?
This is the reason why I said no joint for me, because once you do that, like I've witnessed this with bank tellers and stuff, they get so caught. Hey, Mr. Such and such, and you know, and then they withdrawing money out of the account that his name or her name wasn't even on. You know, so I just rather not. Matter of fact, I'm glad you brought this up.
Well,
Rachel,
I got USAA, so that ain't gonna happen.
So now that's another question, Cortney, that I'm going to be putting in my interview. Not a question, but I will phrase it as a question. I would say, are you okay with not having a joint bank account with me? Because I'm not mixing our monies up. Like, just go ahead and send me. Matter of fact, I'd rather you write me a check, so it'll be a paper trail. You write me a check for the $1,000, and the memo part put 4 bills for August or April 2021. You know, because I don't want to mix up monies. I don't want.
That's a lot for me.
I mean, it wouldn't be a big deal if like they were like, I don't want to do a joint bank account. Like, that wouldn't bother me at all. But I'm just saying, like, it would make things easier. Like, if we go grocery shopping, joint bank account. When the bills,
the grocery shopping thing is like what Daniel say. Like, if we first off, we typically, it's one of 2 ways that you go and grocery shop. Either you're going together or you're going separately. You're going to buy stuff that's in the house that you want, and vice versa. But typically it's you going separate anyway. Most of the women take care of the household. So just give me the cash at
But
me.
it still, that would still help me
a lot
with
of
the
families
budgeting.
go shopping together.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Especially if they like, say if it's a guy who like normally like eats on the go, like his job requires him to not like be able to sit down and eat, like,
Or who cooks like me.
And I'm over here conversation. She's like, do you want that tuna or whatever? Do you want that thing to go with whatever you're gonna have for lunch tomorrow, or you can have that?
But that's the thing. Like they're married now, so she should already know his eating habits.
Not really. I don't want to eat the same thing every day.
Right.
Not really.
Right.
For all
but
you know,
I just learned something that people go grocery shopping together. I didn't.
Yeah.
I prefer that.
Yes, all the time.
Yeah.
Unless one of us got the kids and we don't feel like lugging the kids to the store, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I'll stay home, then we'll sort out the list then. But there's always something that, you know, my spouse might see that I don't see that we may want. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, babe, let's get some Cheetos. You know what I'm saying? Like something simple. But I'm just saying, like, I would even prefer just to lug the kids. You know what I'm saying? Y'all get in the car. We're going to the store. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like that type of stuff.
You know what everyone wants, and you're not always going to want to buy the same thing every time you go grocery shopping. And then plus, my thing is, even if we are separate, like, I'm still going to have a list, like, write down what you want me to get.
Right.
Write down what you want in the house. Like, what do you want your snacks to be? What do you want your meals to be? What if they're going on a diet? I like to do my smoothie cleanses, which I need to get on that. I like to do my smoothie cleanses. Like, I'm going to need to buy my stuff for that. I'm not going to know that, you know, if they're doing one, I'm not going to know that till they communicate that with me. I need to know what I need to get.
And that's the same thing with the joint bank account though. Like it would help me with the budgeting. And that's just what it is. Because I'm not good with money. I'm just gonna be honest. And
y'all hear that, ladies? He's not good with money.
Okay, let me take that back. I'm good. I'm decent with money, but like when it comes to budgeting everything out, I'm still working on that. So like that would help me.
Just writing it out.
I don't like to write.
Water, cell phone.
No,
it's not that hard.
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, yeah. I'm talking about where everything's coming out.
I want to, but that thing on Amazon that's been in my shopping cart is still gonna get bought.
Girl.
I got stuff in 3 shopping carts. I got something in Sam's Club, Amazon, and Walmart. And I've been trying not to. They be sending me remind, hey, you still got something in the cart. I'm like,
yeah.
But that's the reason why I would like a joint bank account, because now I can know, like, if I really want to go ahead and purchase that thing that's in my Amazon account. Like,
Daniel is the reason why I would not do a joint bank account, because Daniel is the type of, no offense, Daniel's the type of man where he ain't got enough in his personal account.
No. I
just put the other 200 in there next week when I get paid.
No, but that's the reason. That's exactly why I said I wanted a joint bank account. So we could put the bill money in the joint bank account,
right? So
I can see how much is in my personal.
But that's what I'm saying. You don't have enough in your personal, but you really want.
I'm not gonna take
cookware.
it out. No. I'm not gonna touch that. That's bill money.
When you do a joint bank account, you need to have those conversations. And then plus, if I have access to it, it's not like you're gonna be able to take it out, and I'm not gonna know about it.
Right. Yeah, most bank accounts, as soon as you swipe your cards, you get a notification.
Exactly.
So if I got the app and I'm like, okay, you just spent $750 at the mall, and I'm like, babe, what did you spend $750 on? That's the bill money. Now she did that with her own money, and the bills is taken care of.
I need my own bank account on top of that, because if I have to hide stuff in the trunk of my car just so you don't know I bought some more stuff.
I'm gonna tell you something right now. I am waiting.
Joint bank account.
Right, and I am waiting on the day that I get married and my wife is just gonna be like, babe, I accidentally spent $750 today. I'm waiting on that day. You ever seen that meme where she was like, we bought a puppy, and it was like, how much was the puppy? And it was like, it was money, and it was like, how much was the puppy? It was $750. Okay, if you got that, as long as the bill money in the bill account is good.
That's a whole nother conversation, because I learned, y'all know I be selling stuff or whatever. So like my deep fry thing. I've had a lot of, well, I guess it's the submissive thing, but I've learned through people coming to buy deep fries and stuff for me that there clearly is a cap on how much you can spend on your own without consulting your spouse. Because they're like, oh, well, let me contact my husband, or let me talk to my wife. And I'm like, You grown as fuck. Just buy the damn deep fryer. Like, come on, you know, but
when you get your
they have
money
to handle,
together,
they have
like
to have those
that,
conversations.
I
Yeah.
think those, well, I can't say that for sure, but I would assume those are with people who literally only have joint bank accounts.
probably, yeah. But
That
they're gonna
that's the
ask,
only
what did
thing
you
I would
spend all
say.
this money on? Like, what
Right.
we
The
got
only
do?
thing I'm gonna ask you is like, did you put in on the joint bank account for the bills, you know, this week or whatever? Like that's the only thing I would ask. I wouldn't ask
Right.
what you're spending with your money. And then if you feel like you need to absolutely need to take money out the joint bank account to get whatever game console you want because you ain't have enough for it, we would have that agreement beforehand before getting the joint bank account. Like, you have to talk to me about that. Can I take this extra $100 out because I'm $100 short to get this game console, man?
I mean, she said game console because you know I'm a gamer. That's gonna be the conversation with Bae.
Well,
This
A lot of-
Xbox, this
that's like
Xbox
every
32. I'm $200 short. Please,
well, this
please.
episode 16 goes down in history because this is the longest one ever. But we
Oh my
we got,
God.
Oh, it's
sorry.
11:30.
listen.
My God.
We got. It was started out with 4 topics. I'm pretty sure we got 10.
10.
So it's gonna take me a couple of days to break these down into these questions. But thank you, Rachel, for coming on.
All
Your
right.
insight was very much needed. Don't
Thank
crucify
you.
her, y'all, about them people and them food stamps. But thank you, Cortney and Daniel, for being up here. And then everybody's social media, I'll put it in below. But y'all have a good night. I'm tired and I gotta let this out. This is gonna take forever to download. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye-bye.